Oh, yeah. Happy Monday, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. What a pleasure it is to be live from Fantasy Camp out here in Peoria, Arizona, with my boys and all these beautiful, smelly men out here. Just so many smelly men and just some of the most finely tuned athletes you're ever going to lay your eyes on, including the guys on this show. I'm Woodsy. That is Paul Reindl. He's the executive producer at the other end of the table. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. And Benjamin Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well. How are you, Pally?
Good. I am ready to go, ready to hear all your stories from the weekend because I have not really been around you guys while you were enjoying fantasy camp the last couple of days. So this should be good. Hi, Andy Ashby. How are you? Good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Skipper. I said, hey, Skip. Morning.
Well, good. He sounds like death.
That's the first bit of news. So Andy Ashby is your manager. We didn't know that at the time on
Friday.
Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's right.
So we've got a lot to get caught up on.
So he, Paulie's with Ashby and Jake Peavey, which is a really good squad. A really good squad. I got chosen by Arky Cianfranco and Chris Gomez. And
Two great guys.
Yeah, we're the only undefeated team left in camp right now. So we're 4-0. Paulie's 3-1. It's been a nice treat for me. I've
never been 3-0.
I've never been 4-0.
We lost our fourth game yesterday. So, yeah, you're 4-0 at the top of the leaderboard. We are 3-1, tied for second place. We play you.
We play you guys today.
Our only game this afternoon.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big one.
It's a big game today. Very excited about that. It's been such a blast. As far as my coaches go, I know I'm driving them nuts already. Had some really bad base running yesterday, which I will wear. I'll 100% wear it. But when you're out here, you're trying to make a play on the base paths because you think you can get in somebody's dome and rattle them. We'll see if it pays off in the end. I'm just going to continue to go out there and be me. But what I did, I would not coach my children to do. I'll tell you that right now. And I would have ripped them a new one had they ran the bases like I did yesterday.
It was about probably 11:45 a.m. I'd finished my game a little early, and my team, we were in the cafeteria having lunch. Your guys' game wrapped up, and Tier 1 Teddy came walking in.
Tier 1 Teddy's my teammate, by the way.
Yes.
Came right
Your
in.
teammate,
and
Tier
went
1
and
Teddy.
ratted me out to Paulie.
He walked right up to me, and he goes, holy S word. Woodsy should be on Don't Do This or something. Ask him about his day on the base paths.
Toot blam. Toot blam. That's the
and that's the word I hate the most.
I know.
I hate
toot blam.
Toot blam or whatever it is.
Thrown out on the base paths like a nincompoop.
Correct. I had a few of them yesterday. But listen, hey, man, at the end of the day, it's a results-based business. We're 4-0. I'm very happy about that. But, no, we did see you on Friday. We saw you on Friday. We had a great day on the show. Get out, you run around. And then we decided that the three of us, this is a pretty cool story. Paulie, do you have the coin on you handy?
It is
in your locker.
In my locker.
Don't worry about it if you don't. We had a very long day Friday. We drove out on Thursday. Did the show Friday, came on out, and it was a long day. We had a doubleheader, and it was a lot of fun, but
they drafted teams that night.
Yeah, it was just a long
We were just
night.
hanging around waiting for that. It was like 7 o'clock.
We didn't play that night.
No, we didn't play a game. We had workouts, like tryouts or whatever. Right. And then while we had dinner, the coaches were all in the alumni room drafting teams. And by the time we got the team announcements and everything, it was like 7 o'clock, 7:30.
How many teams are there total? Eight. There's eight total teams. So there's a lot of dudes out here, man. 101 or 120 campers. It's pretty nuts. So I'm pretty tired at the end of Friday night, but we had been talking about a night out with the boys, just the three of us, little bonding, maybe go back to the place where it all started here at Fantasy Camp years ago, a little place that we like to call Explicit. Actually, we don't like to call it. That's just the name of it. And so we were, and we're driving home, and I know Paulie was like getting antsy because I was doing the typical me thing where I'm just trying to talk myself out of going out. I'm just tired. I'm trying to talk myself out of going anywhere.
You're like, let's just do it tomorrow night.
Yeah. I'm just pushing it off. We'll do it later.
We're like looking at Sunday's schedule and how Sunday morning compared to Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah.
And eventually it got to the point, it's probably like 8:15 p.m. We're in your bedroom.
In my bedroom.
All three of us just sitting there. And I go, I don't really care what we decide.
But we need to make a decision.
Make a decision right now.
So we knew Ben was going to be gone a couple days with his buddy Scott playing golf. So I'm sitting there and I go, I'm just so tired and I'm just being such a baby. I really am. And I can see Paulie getting a little anxious because I know he wants to go out. And I go, and then I'm wrestling with that in my head, like, nah, take that kid. He deserves a night out. Take Ben out.
My problem was Saturday night was take your coaches out to dinner night.
So you knew that night.
You never know. Like, that could be an hour and a half. It could be 4 hours. You don't know.
You don't know. So you guys, I said, you know what? Give me the coin. So we got a coin here. Do you have it? I thought you grabbed it out of your bag.
I looked for it. I didn't see it, but
Well,
it's a gold coin.
It's a gold coin.
Looks like a half, like silver dollar.
It's in honor of Randy Jones, our late great commissioner of fantasy camp, Padres Hall of Famer.
By the way, happy heavenly birthday to Randy Jones today.
Happy birthday, RJ. And this is pretty rad. So we get the coin. All right. This side says, "In Randy we trust." That'll be heads. On the back side of the coin,
it was like a swinging fryer.
Swinging fryer. So we say, all right, I'm going to put it. I said, I'm going to put it in Randy's hand. If Randy wants us to go out tonight, go to explicit, then he'll decide. Boom, flip it up. Heads we go. Tails we don't. Flip it up. Boom.
And before you turn it over, even I, Mr. There's no such thing as fate and karma.
Correct.
At that moment, I was going,
whoa.
All right. I will trust in Randy's judgment on this one. I will trust in Randy's judgment. Randy gets to decide.
So I flip that sucker and I go, boom. In Randy we trust. So it took all of 3 seconds. I go, all right, let's raid. Let's raid.
If Randy says we need to go out, we need to go out.
I go, that might have been the most efficient decision making
It was
I've ever
amazing.
been a part of.
And I feel like I'm going to carry that coin with me from now on and be like, what would RJ do? Boom. And just boom. Yep. So I flip the coin. We go out. We head on down to explicit. And, Ben's like, listen, I've got an early golf round. I'll be the DD. And Paulie and I said, fantastic. Love a good DD. We go down there. That stands for designated driver, by the way. So we go in. It's a little dead in there, which is fine. It's a Friday night.
It was like 9:15, somewhere in there.
So I want to be gentlemanly about the way I describe.
It is a gentleman's establishment.
It's a gentleman's establishment.
You should be gentlemanly.
Okay. I'll be gentlemanly. I want you out there in the audience to think about this. On every great team, let's use baseball as an example. There are 26 people on the roster. They're all important, okay? But they're all different. There's different ethnicities. There's different shapes. There's different sizes. There's different skill ability, okay? So we walk in. We get our table, we sit down, we talk to the gentleman that welcomed us in there 2 years ago.
Same guy.
Almost to the day.
Same bouncer. Yeah.
Same bouncer. We sit down at our table, we order some drinks, and the 26th man on the roster comes up to our table, the Mason McCoy of the team, and sits on the big guy's lap right here. Now, the big guy here.
We were there for like maybe
30 seconds?
Yeah,
maybe
35 seconds tops.
So the 26th man sits on.
Hadn't even taken my jacket off or anything. We had just
sat out. 26th man comes up, sits on the big guy.
And I have no idea what to do at this point.
Now he's not. He's never managed a baseball team, okay? Now
he hasn't even managed them in his head.
So, being that he's never managed a baseball team, he doesn't know that it's okay to say, "Hey, Mason, why don't you go get some grounders over there, and I'll be with you later in a little while." Okay? So the 26th man is sitting on Ben's lap. And he's being as gentlemanly as he can be because that's what he is. He's very kind, and he is engaging in conversation. She reached out. She said hello to me and Paulie. Very tiny hands over to say hello, nice to meet you. Now I'm starting to get uncomfortable because I know that he doesn't know to just say, hey, go to the backfields. I'll be with you later.
Don't want to be rude.
Exactly. And I didn't either. And Paulie didn't either.
I got up and left. I was like, I'm going to go grab water from the bar.
I said, I'm going to go check out what the bathroom looks like. So I come back.
And I'm going, where did they go?
Like, I don't have any cigarettes, but there's a patio.
Yeah. So I So we literally abandoned ship. And I'm walking around. I come back. I'm looking. Paulie's sitting in the front of the stage, just back to bed.
I had to get out of there.
So, you guys, I can't even just now. Amongst the 26 men walking around, not men, but you know what I mean, the 26 teammates.
The players.
Fernando's there, Manny's there, Merrill's there. I'm talking
Babe Ruth might have
Babe Ruth could have been there, as far as I'm concerned, right? So we're walking around, and it's great. It's great. But every time I shoot a glance over to the table, there's our skipper working with Mason McCoy again, just still unavailable to shake Mason McCoy. And he's got we gave him a stack of singles for his birthday, and that stack is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And Mason is getting all of the singles.
Mason got a lot of ground.
He got a lot of hits that night.
Yeah.
A lot of hits. So
we were there for maybe
2 hours?
2.5 at the most. I mean,
she didn't leave your side
the whole
time.
The second we sat down until the second we said, all right, you guys ready to get out of here?
This would be like going to scout players and only watching one player hit field grounders and hit off the tee. And it was the 26. You devoted a lot of time to the last guy on the roster.
Good glue guy on the roster.
Great glue guy.
Yeah,
she was a great glue. Every team needs one.
Really.
They can't all be superstars. Very nice.
I may have a new pen pal
for
life.
Now, here's the best part of all of it, and I need it confirmed, because overheard by our beloved producer, Paulie, is what I heard, an actual quote to this young lady was this. Paulie, would you like to paraphrase it? Something to the effect of
something along the lines of, are you impressed with my sports knowledge?
Yes! Yes! That's an actual.
I think it was said ironically, Paul.
I think it was said
ironically. Hang on. I would just like to say I was not in the 100% right state of mind.
Correct.
I will acknowledge that. I believed that's what I heard. If you want to say
Can
that
you clarify?
It was tongue in cheek or anything like that.
Definitely something along those lines.
I knew I wasn't crazy.
I think it was said in a self-deprecating manner, like, I'm not the person you really want to be talking to, right? We don't have a lot of common interests. So
you two
I
were
didn't know what to do.
sitting comfortably to my right. I had my back turned on your left, and I was like drinking some water, and I just heard something like, are you impressed with my sports knowledge or my vast sports knowledge or something? And I go, I need to leave. I need to get out of here right now.
I gotta go.
This is too much. This is too much for me.
And I thought to myself, if that's him spitting game, it's the greatest game of all time. Aren't you?
It sparked a conversation me and Ben had over, 2 Chains or whatever they were playing in there about Chucky Lozano no longer with San Diego FC.
Yes,
that
Ben.
Paul did ask me. I may have missed something. Did Chucky Lozano? Is he no longer on SDFC?
I was like,
and I go,
Ben, is that what you and Mason McCoy are talking about over here?
You guys. When Paulie told me that, I almost peed my pants. I go, no, he didn't. And Paulie goes, yes, he did. I go, no, he didn't. I go, I'm going to have to sit down and give him So just a little tiny word of advice.
Yes.
Just tiny.
Yes.
Never ask somebody if they're impressed with anything. They'll tell you if they're impressed with something. That's just a general rule of when you're talking to 26 man on the roster, first man on the roster. Doesn't matter. Hey, aren't you impressed with what Nobody likes when somebody spits their resume at them. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Because we didn't like it when we've talked to certain managers. They like to spit their resume at you. Like, hey, I know what you're capable of.
I guess what you just have to realize is I was trying to get designated for assignments.
You really were.
And it was not happening the way I wanted it to.
You wanted to designate her for assignment. And
Exactly.
it was not happening. But let me tell you, if that doesn't speak to the kind of human being that our friend Ben is, he would rather sit there and wear it for 2 hours than be unkind.
Yeah.
And I think that is something that should be celebrated and appreciated.
Ben was dad on Friday night. He was
to
the driver.
to both of us and to her. I
And
think.
Mason McCoy.
She said over the course of how long were we there?
Two and a half hours.
Yeah. You spent easily 2 hours with her.
I mean, the only time she left my side was when she had to like go on stage. Like they called her, I guess I have to leave, and I was like, okay.
And she's like, "Don't worry, I'll be back."
And then she came right back. But she must have said at least 15 to 20 times. You're so nice.
Yeah, you're so nice.
So nice.
She's not used to that.
I guess
you and
not.
I stepped out for a second, Woodsy, and we came back to the table, and she goes, "Oh, you guys really love each other. Like,
Yes.
you guys all work together
Yeah.
and really love each other."
We really do, and we had such an elite, fun time. I laughed till I cried, as I always do, and it was just so good. And our sweet baby just sitting there going. So anyway, a hit and run is when you're and I'm dying laughing. He's just explaining it all, but it was just so great. It was so great. Now the good news is, you probably helped her pay for that last semester of nursing school, right there,
Hopefully.
right there.
Hopefully something good came out.
Hopefully she's going to be out saving lives now, and it'll be all thanks to our beautiful bed. And it was so good, and it was just another experience of the three of us.
Did you guys have a good time while you were out and
I had a
walking
great time.
around at different tables and areas?
I had such a great time. And then we got home, man, passed right out, had a great time, got up, and then we went out and played ball. And it was just, it's always such a dream. And I say to people out there, listen, I get a lot of messages when I'm out here during the week of like, I don't think people really ask me anymore, hey, is fantasy camp worth it? It's unequivocally worth it.
Right.
And the baseball is great. It's fun. It's not the highest level baseball. It doesn't matter. You're playing on the best fields. You got the best trainers. There's JoJo right there. That guy has milked my arm a couple times. He's touched all over my body. It's amazing. The trainers, the food here is outstanding. They take such good care of you. The gear that they give you is unreal, but it's the coaches and the stories and the brotherhood, the camaraderie of being with these people that you see mostly only once a year. And you come back together and it's big hugs and kisses, and it's just the greatest. If you can swing it, if you can even think about potentially being able to borrow money to swing it, do it. Do not hesitate. I don't know how much bigger they can get, but it's how many people are we at now? 120?
No, it's like 104.
102 right now.
And
there's empty lockers in there, man. They could probably get 130, and they will get 9 teams. It is just the greatest week of your life. I'm telling you. And no one disagrees.
2 camps, do 2 separate ones at some point.
Oh, can you imagine?
I know other teams, the Yankees do like 5 different ones.
Yeah.
So maybe the Padres just need to keep this thing growing.
It's been incredible. Start squirreling your money away right now. Like I said, man, take out a loan to come. It's worth it. It's the most YOLO experience you will ever have in your entire life. And it's just been a blast. It always is.
How's our friend Major Garrett doing?
He's doing great.
First fantasy camp rookie out there.
We feel terrible. We all do, because we have an Airbnb with Major and his producer Arden, both amazing human beings. I've seen them for 10 minutes in 4 days. We're on different teams, so we're on different schedules. They come when they come. We go when we go.
Yep. They're not out here for work, so they're going to all of the evening festivities.
That's right.
And we're already asleep by the time they get home, and then we're leaving the house before they wake up in the mornings. I was walking out to a field with Major. I played against him yesterday, his team, and he goes, if we were roommates this week, I would never know. I haven't seen you guys.
I don't know.
I feel so bad.
Do you think they're mad at us?
I don't think so. I told them very
early on.
I gave them a ton of a heads up. I said, look, you're more than welcome to stay with us. It's nice to have a house instead of just a hotel room. You probably won't see much of us because when we are home, we just go straight upstairs and get ready to go to bed.
I'll be honest with you guys. I've been doing really well with my eating and my working out and my stretching and all that until last night. I had it was kind of like a sexual fantasy, to be honest with you, finishing up camp, going home, watching the rest of the football, and I wanted, for some weird reason, a Domino's thin crust pizza. And I was going to lay on my bed, I don't get to eat in bed at home. It's not college anymore. I could. My wife would slit my throat, then leave me. But I wanted to eat a thin crust Domino's pizza, watch football in my underwear.
In bed.
And I did it. I finished all but 2 pieces.
Nice.
And I felt, I didn't even feel bad about it. I said, I've earned this, number one.
Just a cheese pizza, toppings?
Half cheese, half beef. I went like beef, like hamburger meat on the other side. and I murdered it. And I didn't feel even a bit guilty about it. So I got to fulfill another fantasy of mine last night, and it was great. The bed was a little crummy. I'm going to be honest with you when I was done. But I watched football.
Crumby.
Yeah,
not crummy.
Crumby.
Crumby.
It was a little crumpy when I got finished, but no regrets whatsoever. Crushed it. Felt so good. Went right to sleep and shot out of a cannon today. So here we go. We are off and running. We have a lot of interesting topics today.
We do. I understand we have more stories from the weekend of fantasy camp. So I'm looking forward to hearing, because I haven't heard any of this.
This is all new to you.
We truly have not been together the last couple of days. So I am listening to this like the tier ones with fresh ears, and can't wait to hear more about the hijinks and shenanigans that go on around this place.
To the tier ones listening right now, I don't know when we're going to be able to get Jake Peavey on today. Be here when and if we do.
We're looking at potentially maybe 8:05. We have to do a team photo, a group photo, the whole camp at 8 o'clock San Diego time sharp. So Woodsy and I will have to run out there for that. And then my plan is to grab Peavey's arm and bring him back in here
because they did something to their team, a.k.a. Paulie's team, that is a new fantasy camp legendary story. You will not want to miss it. It is incredible. And they'll tell that story later, and nobody better to tell it than Jake Peavey.
7 years here at fantasy camp. It was the craziest thing I've ever been a part of here.
You guys are going to die.
I showed up yesterday morning on Sunday, and like people were coming up to me and going, "Were you a part of the dinner?"
The dinner.
The dinner.
It's elite. It's an elite story.
Anything that reaches the status of the
yeah,
is pretty, especially at a place like this. I can't wait. I do not know any of the details.
Not one bit.
That may be a little after 8 o'clock. We do know Mud Grant's going to sit down with us, right, at 7 o'clock this morning.
He should be rolling in any minute.
That's coming up in about 37 minutes.
What a beautiful man he is.
Of course, we will get into some of the big stories. You mentioned one of them. Chucky Lozano no longer with SDFC. Big baseball news with Alex Bregman over the weekend. Finally had a major signing. It's the Chicago Cubs who landed him. And college and pro football playoffs. Pretty much some of the best football you've seen all weekend long in both sports.
No doubt.
A couple of bad games. That's about it. Everything else was absolutely fantastic. That Bears-Packers game was one of the all-timers. So we'll have plenty to talk about. Let's get our first time out. We got Adam Klug back in the studio running the ship for us. We appreciate Adam getting up early on a Monday morning. We will start things off when we come back with the big news of the weekend. Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Let's get our first check of traffic with Kelly Dad.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Just experienced a personal milestone during our commercial break. After nearly a quarter of a century as a San Diego television sportscaster, I just saw my first fellow sports TV anchor in town in their underwear.
Yeah.
I've never seen one
Yeah.
in their underwear before, but Jake Ariani from CBS 8 just walked by into the training room in nothing but his boxers. And I must say, he is in a lot better shape than I am.
He's in really good shape. He's really handsome. He's very talented. I've loved having Jake out here at camp because Jake has been playing pretty well.
Mhm.
But then you see him. He's sitting right over there with a chair in the afternoon, editing all his content, putting it out. And I'll just say this: it looks poorly on us. He has kicked the ever-loving crap out of the Ben and Wood show as far as producing content and putting it out there from Fantasy Camp. I mean, we're at a 1. He's at a 10. It's his first time. He's
putting together a 2-minute package.
He's wet behind the ears.
It's not a 4-hour show.
Yeah, we're doing a 4-hour show, but he has just crushed it, and good dude to have out here too. Great guy.
Love him.
Yeah, he's very, very kind and nice.
He just makes everybody look bad, both physically, like his work ethic, his skill on the field. I mean, he's really showing out.
He really is. Yeah. I see it now. Yep. I see it now in all of its glory.
Yeah. I've seen a lot more hog this year than I wanted to. If I'm being completely honest, a lot of freedom in that locker room that I'm in back there. There's no, like you said, partitions in the shower.
Right.
So I walked back.
I've seen a lot of old flat butts.
Oh, there's a lot of flat butt around here.
Yep.
But I walked by yesterday, you guys, and I was going to the bathroom to get a little deodorant, some lotion for my face because it's so dry. And there was one of my teammates, and this was weird. I thought this was an odd way to shower. He didn't have his back to everybody like this. He actually went the other way and was staring me dead in the eye and washing his hair, and he was nude, and he's just staring at me. I'm like, hey, how we doing? And I walk into the bathroom, and you can just turn around and wash your hair, and the stream still comes down this way. I don't know what the logic behind it was, but I've seen more hog this year than I wanted to, if I'm being honest. A lot of meat around.
The coaches get their own,
yeah,
which is, I think, I'd be insistent if I was one of the coaches.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you don't want to be a Gen Pop in there, dude. You do not want to be. You want to be in solitary confinement. All right, if you're here, you do not want to be in Gen Pop.
Look, Greg Garcia literally grabbed breakfast right now. He's going to walk right into the coaches' room, eat it in there. He's like, get away from me.
That's exactly right. You can only get worn out so much, man. At the end of the day. Greg Vaughn is the greatest.
Greg Vaughn is
the
man.
Absolute greatest, man. How you doing?
Gee, good to see you. Good to see you.
Will you jump on with us later on today or tomorrow? You're the best.
I'm gonna come find you, okay?
Now I'll tell you guys a quick story about Vaughnie real quick. He's a first-time coach out here at this fantasy camp. He coached for he's done Brewers camp before.
Yeah.
He's the scariest dude on the planet. He has ripped his team to shreds, and not even in like a hey, haha, I'm joking. He's like, you guys are the worst baseball players I've ever seen. I've never seen anybody that hits the ball as poorly as you do. No one's throwing hard. Nobody can catch it. And one of our guys, Ben Varela is his name. Ben is an absolute G. He is Jason Mraz's guitar tech. He's the best dude you will ever meet on the planet. He's been in the music business for years. Vaughnie, in front of 100 people, was like, he calls him Chuck Knobloch. He goes, he can't throw. He goes, he literally can't throw. Why would you come to a camp if you can't throw a baseball? He has worn, Ben is just sinking in his chair. He's like, he has personally killed us. He has killed us. It's been unreal. If I get picked by Vaughn next year, you better bring your A game, dude. I'm telling you, he's terrifying. So he's been great. He lives out in Vegas now. He makes me want to go to Vegas to hang out with him. He's so cool. So we'll have Vaughn on. He's amazing.
When Vaughnie sits down, he will do so on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We're going to have Mudcat Grant joining us at the top of the hour. Let's start with the baseball news. There was really just one major headline over the weekend. The Chicago Cubs really now joining the Toronto Blue Jays as the most aggressive teams in the offseason. In just days after acquiring Edward Cabrera from the Miami Marlins, they pick up Alex Bregman on a reported 5-year, $175 million deal, outbidding the Boston Red Sox for Bregman's services. I saw the Red Sox wouldn't go higher than around 160 for Bregman to get him back,
with no trade clause
and deferred money as well. So the Cubs gave the no trade clause, the full 5 years, $175 million, and they get their bat to presumably replace Kyle Tucker, who is still out there on the free agent market. But the team that knocked the Padres out of the playoffs, looking like they are going for it strongly here in 2026 with the Alex Bregman pickup.
I thought it was a really good pickup for the Cubs. The Red Sox Nation is in just pure shambles at this point, because if you can remember how the timeline went down, okay, they locked up Rafi Devers to a 10-year deal. I mean, they had him for 10 more years. Rafael Devers was an absolute stud for them. hits the ever-loving crap out of the baseball. He was enough of a franchise player that they said, we want you here for a decade.
We're not going to make the same mistake we did with Mookie Betts.
Correct.
And let him get away to the Dodgers.
We're going to keep you, right? So then Alex Bregman becomes a free agent last offseason, and they say to Alex Bregman, ooh, what if we put him at third and maybe we can move Devers or DH Devers? And Devers says, I don't want to do that. And they said, oh, don't worry, we're not going to. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this without talking to you first. Well, they did it. They signed him, and they told Rafi, these are your options. Now, again, this is a guy they've locked up to a 10-year deal. Rafi says, this isn't what we talked about. Fine. Bregman comes in. Everybody starts to hate each other. They say, man, Devers is a problem. Let's get rid of him for peanuts to the San Francisco Giants. Let's trade a franchise player to the San Francisco Giants for peanuts. Then they don't even extend Bregman. So now they got rid of one franchise player. He's gone, who's locked up for a decade. They got another one is now gone out the door, and they're left with nothing. So done.
And they're still the only team that hasn't signed a single free agent this offseason. Correct? The last of the 30.
The memes of Craig Breslow and the masterclass have just been incredible this weekend. So yeah, neither of those guys on the team in 2026. Pretty rough look for the Boston Red Sox.
Meanwhile, the Cubs,
they're really bad at this, by the way.
Right
they're
now,
really bad with letting franchise players go. Yeah. They really are.
It's becoming their calling card.
Like faces of the franchise. They're really bad at this.
The Cubs, meanwhile, the initial rumors when the first Bregman news broke over the weekend was that they were expected to trade either Nico Horner, second baseman, or Matt Shaw at third base to make room for Bregman in their lineup. Although I've seen some pushback from columnists going, why would you trade away good players? You have to find a way to use them all potentially. Find a way to keep those guys if you're really going for it here in 2026. Because remember, Bregman's bat, as good as it is, maybe replaces Kyle Tucker's bat. So offensively, you still need offense if you're the Cubs. You got better pitching with Edward Cabrera. They're definitely improved, I would say, this offseason, but not a perfect team by any stretch of the imagination. And every team in the National League is chasing one team. That's the Dodgers. I don't know that the Cubs have come close to coming what they need to do to catch the Dodgers as well. So, offseason still has a lot of moves, a lot of wheels still spinning here.
Purple says in the chat, when are the Red Sox going to trade a franchise player to the Padres for peanuts, since they love doing it for NL West teams? Purple, I would love them to make a couple phone calls about a Marcelo Mayer. Bring the kid home, back to San Diego, and let him truly shine at Petco Park.
Well, we know A.J. Preller tried to get Jaron Duran at some point as well. Hasn't happened, but they do like to talk to the NL West teams. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's check traffic. On the other side, we will talk about some of the football over the weekend. The incredible Chicago Bears comeback. The once again disappointing end for the Los Angeles Chargers, which, of course, I'm not disappointed about at all. We get to all that coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danek.
Well, some trouble in Mission Valley, eastbound 8 for Waring Road. Crash involving a couple vehicles. Looks like one may have overturned and possibly a vehicle caught fire. So watch out for lots of activity there. That's East 8 before Waring Road. Also on the Palm Avenue on-ramp to South 805, stalled vehicle. Getting reports of a collision now on the transition ramp, westbound 54 at the northbound 5 connector. And then stall reported on South 15 at the 163. It's over to the right shoulder. I'm Kelly Danek with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Broadcasting live from the remote Bill House studios. Bill House Plumbing, we know how. It's Ben & Woods here on 97.3 The Fan, live from Padres Fantasy Camp. It was just one great NFL postseason game after another. Really starting Saturday with the Rams and the Panthers. Back and forth in the fourth quarter. The Rams pulling out what was, I think, a much closer game than most people expected. Remember, the Rams were double-digit favorites on the road.
10.5, yeah.
Panthers and Bryce Young, they put up a heck of a fight in that game. Matthew Stafford had to lead a game-winning 71-yard drive, culminating in that unbelievable catch by Colby Parkinson.
One of the best
for the go-ahead touchdown with 38 seconds remaining.
One of the 38 seconds remaining, and Stafford makes that throw, and Parkinson makes that catch in that moment. Twisting, turning, spiraling out of bounds, able to get his feet down, hit the pylon. Game over. Rams move on. phenomenal ending.
Rams hopefully have dodged a bullet. X-rays were negative on that right finger injury that Matthew Stafford suffered during the game. Obviously, he was effective enough at the end to lead the game-winning drive. Finished with 304 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. But I don't know that – I mean, we don't obviously talk a ton of Rams football on the show. Puka Nacua is really fantastic.
Sure.
I mean, he is so come into his own the last couple of seasons, and he was terrific. He was shredding the Panthers like a one-man band out there for much of the game. 10 catches, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, and I don't know. I'm sure that the national football media gives him his proper credit.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say I really enjoyed watching him play in that game. That guy is for real as a wide receiver.
I think you have to give the Panthers a lot of credit as well. Like you
absolutely.
Said, nobody thought those guys would be in that position, and nobody thought they'd be in that position to be in the playoff, and nobody certainly thought they'd be in a position to win that game. And they absolutely could have, and maybe should have. I mean, they played a really, really good football game, but yeah, the Rams do move on.
Then the game of the weekend, I think the second game on Saturday, the Bears hosting the Packers. Bears down 21-3 to their rivals at the half. And
Benny, I walked into, after our team dinner on Saturday night, I walked into a place called Biggs, which is here in Peoria, and I was going to have a beer with my teammates while I waited for an Uber. Paulie had my car. He was going to be long, so I said, I'll just Uber home. So get these big old beers, and this is a Bears bar. And we walked into this place. It was jammed.
Wait. Were you there? The game had been over?
No, the game was
still going
21-3 when I walked in the door.
Wow.
So I walk in the door. Everyone's in Bears jerseys, and it is as silent. You could hear a pin drop in that bar. And then by the time I got home, it was a game again.
I was getting real like 2024 Padres vibes, special season. You remember how special it was, and it felt like they were going all the way. Bears fans had that feeling all year long with all these comebacks. Such an amazing season. Caleb Williams having a great year. Is it just going to end in a like fizzle out, disappointing performance like the Padres did with, back-to-back shutout losses to the Dodgers? Is this how it's going to end to the Packers and just get run out of your own field in front of your own fans in your last game?
To your bitter rival.
I felt almost ill for the Bears fans who had gone through so much for so many years that this is how that game was going to end. And instead, of course, you saw it. The Bears come back with 25 points in the fourth quarter and win it 31-27 in one of the more epic football playoff games that you're going to see. Caleb Williams was terrific, 361 yards passing. Jordan Love was fantastic.
He was
by
too.
The way. It certainly wasn't his fault that they lost that game. Brandon McManus, who was the field goal kicker, had the 2 missed field goals and a missed extra point. That certainly hurt the Green Bay Packers, but with the loss, the future of the Packers and Coach Matt LaFleur now in question. Haven't seen any news yet this morning, but the rumors are that he could be out as head coach of the Green Bay Packers. He wasn't really willing to comment on it after the loss, obviously in the moments after what happened, but that was a pivotal, huge turn in one half, like the fortunes of 2 franchises going in different directions over the course of 30 minutes.
Caleb made some really nice throws. Caleb is a USC guy. I'm not a USC guy, but I really enjoy watching that dude play. I defend him all the time because he is that kind of quarterback. Look, they were laying out his numbers. I mean, his quarterback rating wasn't great. His completion percentage isn't great. He's had to lead a lot of fourth quarter comebacks because he hasn't played all that great. But at the end of the day, in the fourth quarter, you got a guy that's able to go in there under that amount of pressure, put up the numbers that he has, continue to win. Who cares how he got there? Does he get there? Great. Who cares how he gets there? Who cares how pretty it looks in the first and the second? He guys a second half quarterback. They're a second half team. Don't take them lightly. And they proved it. And I'm happy for all my Bears fan friends that I grew up in Chicago with, going to college with. They're losing their mind. They haven't won a playoff game in 15 years? Is that right?
Yeah.
15 years. So city of Chicago celebrating, and for good reason. And they got a good one there.
So that was the same night the Bregman news came out.
Yeah.
It was a great day for Chicago.
Good night for
Chicago.
Chicago.
Great day for Chicago.
Yep.
By the way, Adam Schefter is reporting that the Packers are going to try to work out a deal to keep Matt LaFleur in the coming days. We'll see what happens as this week goes on. Then the first game on Sunday, which I saw the second half of. Another great one. I thought the Jaguars were going to win, though. That was my pick this weekend. I thought the Jags were going to do it, and they certainly had a chance. They took the lead in the fourth quarter, back and forth. Again, another four touchdown fourth quarter between the two teams, going back and forth between Josh Allen and Trevor Lawrence in a very exciting game. But ultimately, the Buffalo Bills, who had not won on the road in the playoffs in 33 years.
McDermott was 0-5.
Yep.
Going into that game. We were playing ball, and they were updating us on the score. And then finally, they just punched it in. Game over.
I heard there was like a 10-yard push or something.
So the Bills were down 4, driving with just over a minute to go. They're at the 10. They do the tush push, and they can't stop it. They go all the way from the 11 to the 1-yard line, and then in what was probably perhaps a mistake by Sean McDermott, because the Jags didn't have the timeouts left, they scored right away with 1:02 left and gave the ball back to Jacksonville, which gave them an opportunity to maybe get a field goal, maybe even win the game. Trevor Lawrence did end up throwing the tipped interception, so it was okay for the Bills, but they could have kind of tried to take a knee for a play or two, run a clock down, and then score with much less time. Obviously, you're risking not getting in, but with Josh Allen there at the 1, you got to feel pretty good. You got to feel pretty good about your chances scoring. That could have been an epic mistake, but the Bills get away with it.
The epic mistake would have been, let's take a couple of knees and then we'll punch it in.
That would have been
and then you don't punch
mistake.
it in.
It worked out. They ended up getting the stop on defense. They advance. And then you had the 49ers-Eagles game in Philly, where the 49ers lose George Kittle to a torn Achilles, yet somehow Brock Purdy finds a way to get it done in the fourth quarter, leading the 49ers back with 13 points on the road. One of the more impressive road. We went to Philly. You know what that place has had to be like in that game on the road for a West Coast team that's been battered by injuries like the 49ers. That's a really impressive win, and maybe one of the more surprising ones, I think, of the playoffs.
What's it like in Philly this morning?
Not good.
Not great at all. Not even a little bit.
Fire Sirianni, Purple says in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, they're pissed. They're pissed. They're calling him a fraud. How many has he won for them? 1, 2?
He has one, but they have two in recent years. I don't think the Eagles were ever a legitimate Super Bowl contender, so I don't know how much this has to be the definitive loss for Nick Sirianni. Sometimes you lose. Every team, in fact, loses except for one at the end of the season.
Now,
came probably around too early for the Eagles, if they're being honest, but again, I give the 49ers a lot of credit for how that one played out at the end.
Now, I know you've been champing at the bit to talk about this one. Certified Chargers hater. Are you part of that Chargers hater club?
I'm not, but
I want to have those cards.
Secretly, I'm kind of, you know how I feel. My only real goal every NFL season is to make sure the Chargers don't hoist the Lombardi Trophy at the end. So
mission accomplished.
Another successful year for me as an NFL fan. I've never truly been happier because every year
you get nervous.
So far, every year I get nervous, but it's like every year I win the Super Bowl because they don't.
Yeah, fair.
I tried to cheer for them for my whole life, and I was always disappointed to the end. Now, when you cheer against them, you are always happy at the end of every season.
It makes
when
sense.
You're a Chargers hater. It's a lovely feeling. Justin Herbert was just mauled. Just absolutely
like a street fight.
Mauled in that game. The Chargers had no idea what the Patriots were doing defensively. Their schemes, their blitzes, they looked like the most confused offensive team in history.
Impressive.
They, of course, the Chargers, being the Chargers, have had a lot of injuries, but their coaching schemes were completely off in that game. And the New England Patriots are back to the divisional round for the first time since 2018. They didn't do much offensively either. Didn't score a touchdown until the fourth quarter on the pass from Drake May to Hunter Henry, but it was enough in the 16-3 win. That was definitely the worst game of the weekend. But one more year goes by after the Chargers left San Diego. It'll be a decade after this year, next year. And really, it still have made no inroads in Los Angeles and had no lasting or notable success since leaving San Diego.
I think Justin Herbert's a good quarterback, but Justin Herbert is now 0-3 in 3 playoff games. He had the really bad one last year with the 4 picks. Wasn't great. But again, he's one of those guys in the mafia. Once they make you, you're now a made man. You're part of it. He's made. He's not going to get any criticism. Nobody criticizes Herbert. It's the line. It's this. It's always. It's never. They put it on a lot of other quarterbacks, though, right? Like it's on Josh Allen to get it done. Always. It's always on Josh Allen. It's always on Patrick Mahomes. It's always on Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
It's never on Justin Herbert. I find that odd. It's never his fault. It's always the line or the coaching or whatever. At some point, there's going to have to be some criticism of Justin Herbert.
He makes a lot of money.
He makes a lot of money.
For a guy who's never won a playoff game, he makes a lot of money.
He makes a lot of plays, too. He
does.
They're not
in the regular
in that
season. He makes a ton of them.
They're not in that position without Justin Herbert's massive ability and toughness. I mean, he spent the year on his back pretty much. And but he's just one of those guys. He's kind of a made man, a media darling, if you will. Doesn't get a lot of grief. You're not going to hear a lot of grief from Cal Hurd today as it pertains to Justin Herbert. You won't hear a lot of grief from Jim Rome, but you will hear it about Jalen. You'll hear it about other quarterbacks that are supposed to do it by themselves. And Justin, he skates that.
And that leaves us with one wild card game. It is tonight. You will hear it here on 97.3 The Fan. The Houston Texans visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's for the final spot in the divisional round of the playoffs. All right, we will take our first break. When we come back, live from Fantasy Camp, scheduled to be joined, haven't seen him yet, by Mark Mudcat Grant to start on Monday. He's here. All right, that's coming up next year on Ben Woods.
Aztecs basketball.
Tubin and Woods, live from Padres Fantasy Camp in Peoria, Arizona. Have some Don't Do This coming up in a little bit, including something that's gone viral that I know Woods and I are going to discuss and probably have opposite opinions of a little bit. But before we do anything else, let's welcome in our first guest of the day. Our first guest of the day. You know him from Padres television broadcasts over the last, 30 years now? Mark Mudcat Grant.
Hi, guys.
Hello, buddy.
Greetings. Are you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed?
We are,
ready
man.
to go.
And so are you. I'll say this.
It's like Rodney and Caddyshack.
Yeah.
On that dance. It's the dance of the living dead.
No, it's the dance of the living dead. You look great. You never age.
Well, I was just going to say the same thing.
You look the same.
It's part of it,
You
though,
guys
that
are
you
too
went,
kind.
You went bald so early
Yeah.
with the dome and the shaved head that now you never age, though. You look exactly the same as you did like
I've
20
talked
years
about
ago.
this on the air. Donnie and I have talked about it at great length sometimes. You know, he loves the sun.
He loves the sun.
He worships the sun.
Does he lay out?
Oh,
Does he really
got some
he lays
pictures.
out?
On the road.
we've got some pictures. One of the hotels in Texas, was it the Four Seasons? They've got a lazy river.
Oh, yeah.
He had a blow up one year, and he's just
Like an inflatable.
lumbering around the lazy river. And one of our producers,
Like the inner tube on the mini yachts.
yes, got a picture and kind of went viral, and it was like, all bets are off.
Now, he does sunscreen and stuff.
I don't know. I don't know. But he's on his way.
He's never asked you to get his back a little bit?
Yeah, but I don't like the sun. I've got to be in the shade. I'm a shade guy. I'm a hat guy.
You wear the big hats,
I
yeah.
have to. Fair skinned.
Yeah.
I see my dermatologist. This is like a PSA for other people. I go see your dermatologist.
Oh, yeah.
I go twice a year.
I go twice a year as well. And, I get stuff burned off. And, but getting back, you guys are too kind. Thank you, though.
Do you have a skincare regimen, or is it just sunscreen and
just big brimmed hats? I wear a lot of hats and stay out of the sun.
Jergens on your face, or Nivea, or what's the? Because I spent a lot of money on mine. I still look like an old saddlebag.
Woods is a product guy.
I'm a big Neutrogena is a good brand.
It is solid, very solid.
And
Can't go wrong.
Free plug, not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor, no.
But no, it's I'm all about taking care of the epidermis.
Okay, good.
Sorry about knowing the terminology.
Yeah, no big deal.
All right, so give us the lowdown. How's fantasy camp going again?
It's going great.
Okay,
it's
good.
going well. A lot of familiar faces, a lot of repeats.
Yeah,
and
about 80%.
You probably talked about it. Paulie's probably talked about it as well. Paulie's looking solid over there, dressed in the brown and gold as always. Over 100 campers. It's just unbelievable each and every year. The camaraderie here, the love, the yucks. I love it. It's great.
It's such a brotherhood.
It's a lot of fun.
And we today is RJ's birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, today's RJ's birthday.
Yes.
And he was really the ringleader. But all these guys have stepped up to fill that role. And, you can't – it's hard to do it without him, certainly. Right. But, man, just thinking about all the memories of RJ, do you have a favorite Randy Jones story from your and his dynamic?
We worked in radio back in the 90s briefly, pre- and post-game shows. And he was all about fun. I'm not telling you guys anything new that you didn't already know. But it's always good to talk about it and rehash it. But Randy always had the great attitude. In fact, the one phrase or two phrases that Randy and I always shared, and this started back in I forgot how it started, but Randy was always like,
either of them is safe to say on the radio.
No. Hey, he goes, every time I'd say, hey, RJ, how's your attitude? He goes, hey, Mud. He goes, how's your personality? You're right. So it was just always like a check the boxes of when you wake up in the morning, and I know we all have challenges and stuff like that in life, and we all deal with stuff, whether small or large, but I think we all need to, when we wake up in the morning, think of Randy Jones. Hey, check your personality and check your attitude.
Yeah, you can control those.
Right.
Those things you can't control.
It's amazing, Woodsy, how that can spread quickly and as a good thing.
Yeah, no question. No question.
Because we all get, the pity party. Look at me. Well, yeah, I'm not feeling good. Well, you know what? That one little hello, that one little, hey, how you doing? That one little slap on the backside or whatever, that goes a long way.
It does.
Because, and I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but if you relate kind of life to baseball, I remember as a baseball player growing up, being a fan of the game, and then being a youngster, 20 years old in the big leagues, I'm playing with guys now that I watched on TV that I admired, and they come up to me and say, "Hey, Mud, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's so and so."
Still like a little
I
kid.
watched him, and he knows me first of all, and he's saying, "Hey, how you doing?" That goes a long way, man.
Archie is my coach, Archie Cianfranco. He told me a story about when he played for the Expos. He came up as an Expo, and he said, because I was asking him, I said, did the veterans give you guys, the rookies, a hard time? He goes, not really. He said, it may be like that in other sports.
Mm-hmm.
He said, sure, they kind of tell you what to do. He said, but do you know who picked me up to drive me to the ballpark every single day as a rookie? Gary Carter, Hall of Famer Gary Carter would pull up, beep, beep, beep his horn, and I'd come running out, little green, wet behind the ears.
Awesome.
And he said Gary Carter would drive me to make sure that I got to the ballpark every single day.
See, that's leadership.
100%. That's how you lead. Do you think does that still exist in the game these days?
Kind of tough to tell because I don't hang with the guys.
Yeah.
I see them just only on the charters. I see them in the clubhouse, and the interaction is pretty good between the youngsters. But I cannot see anything differently than a guy like a Manny or a Xander or a Jake or whoever, Joe Musgrove. You think Joe Musgrove's going to blow off a young kid who comes out or give him a hard time jokingly? Of course. Because that means now you're included, right?
Yeah. You want them to give you a hard time. Yeah.
And you know what? The veteran guy, fill in the blank, could very easily just shun away and want nothing to do with a youngster. My story is when I was 20, I was living in an apartment complex in Foster City, San Francisco. So Dwayne Kuiper, who I love and adore, I mean, he's like my best friend in the game. So I was 20. He was like 34 at the time. So back then, no cell phones. My apartment phone rings.
Yeah.
Hey, Feem, get ready in 5 minutes. We're going to dinner. He called me Feem because short for Phenom.
Yeah, Phenom. I love it.
So he dubbed me with that. Till this day, I was, hey, Kite, what's that? He goes, hey, Feem. Hey, Feem.
Amazing.
So anyway, he pulls up in his little Mercedes 2-door coupe. And I go, hey, where we go? He goes, he puts his shh. He puts in a cassette tape in his cassette deck. It's the radio call of his only home run hit in the major. Here's a 2-1 to Kuiper. Swung out, there's a line drive, home run. It was his only home run on cassette tape in his car.
It's unreal.
As we went to dinner.
Unreal.
So my point is,
shocker that both of you went into broadcast.
Yeah, right. But Kuiper, he was Kruko. To say, I know I talk ad nauseum about these guys. Kruko, Kuiper, they could have very easily just said whatever, but they took care of me, man.
I love that.
Any friendly rivalry there? Because when they do the the announcer rankings in baseball, you two have kind of the Giants and the Padres. It's kind of been back and forth.
Kite made a video lately. Kite made a video. I think it was 3 years ago or so, and Donnie and I were like third. He goes, he put it on social media too. I think Kite said, no, after listening to you guys and knowing you guys, I thought you guys were going to be like 15th. But after getting to know you guys, whatever, you guys are pretty much third.
I love it. I love it. It's weird how it works when you're a fan of a team. Like when I listen to those guys, they make me mad, and I know that they're
really
good. Yeah, I know they're good guys, and I know they're
great.
But I'm like, no, nobody's Mud and Don. No, we're provincial, right? Like we want our guys to win.
And I will admit, coming up with those guys, you're a product of how you grow up, whatever your sports world, whatever the case may be. And the old right-hander Cy Young Award winner just told me to save it. That's all right, Jake. You can tell me anything, man. You're the man. What's up, right-hander? And I grew up, and I've said this before. I grew up listening to Jack Brickhouse and Harry Carey. What kind of an announcer do you think I'm going to be? I'm a homer.
Of course,
I'm a self-proclaimed homer. I like to be, I call it evenly or whatever the case may be for the other team too. But Kruk and Kite, they're homers. Yeah. They love their Giants.
I love that.
And rightfully so.
I love that.
And that's where I kind of, but yet you got to be critical at times.
Sure.
So
we know. Same thing.
Call it fair.
Call it like you see it.
Right. Exactly.
Talking to Mark Grant here at Padres Fantasy Camp. Let's talk a little Padres baseball. Obviously, as well as anybody, how important pitching is.
Yes.
So getting Michael King back
into
the
happy.
fold. Yeah.
I think like everybody else, with you guys talking about it and getting the tier ones are talking about it, and getting Kingfish back is just
love that guy.
Huge.
Love him, man.
Love everything about him and what he does. And you guys know this. You know exactly. Michael King is the kind of guy you don't have to worry about.
Right.
He's going to be prepared mentally, physically. You know what you're going to get once every 5 days. And I know every pitcher out there goes out there once in a while and lays an egg every now. But with Michael King, that's okay because you know what you're going to get. He's going to bounce back. He's going to work on what he needs to do to get better each and every time.
I felt so bad for him last year, that funky injury.
Yes,
It's just one of those things where, life intervenes sometimes. There's nothing you can do about it. And it's funny, man. People were getting mad at him. Fans were getting mad. And it's not anger. It's
frustration.
I just want you back. I just want you back in my arms. I want you on the mound,
I'm guilty of it.
Me too.
I think Michael King is a robot.
Yeah.
And
we all
programmed him. Okay, you're going 7 innings and you're going to punch out 12. And it better happen. I'm guilty of that. I'm a fan, But then you realize, these guys are human.
Yep.
Look at the freak Jason Adam.
I know. Just
injury.
It makes no sense,
How
man.
freak was that?
It made no sense. And no, it's so good to have him back. I hope his health is back to where it needs to be because, with him, you feel like you have a shot.
Yes.
Without him, you're like, I don't know who else is going to be out there to get. How important for you, Mudley? And, I know AJ Preller's not done. He's never done. The man, he doesn't sleep. Got to get, in my opinion, maybe one more starting pitcher.
Always.
Maybe a first baseman. For you, what's Mud's wish list look
I
like?
I learned this from Kevin. Well, playing the game, obviously, and being on teams and never having enough pitching. Kevin Towers was big on that. You can never have enough pitching. I would always like to see the abundance of pitching on your staff. First base, there was a merry-go-round kind of over there at first base. And that's nothing. That's not a secret. Right. I know AJ's going to work his magic. He's always, the anticipation of AJ Preller is always fun too, isn't
Christmas,
it?
yeah.
It's like, what's next? You're waking up, your phone's blowing up because he did something at 3 a.m. But no, I think those are the areas that they like to see solidified.
Yep. Talking to Mark Grant, Padres broadcaster, and I can't let you go without asking you, native of Joliet, Illinois.
Yes.
You a Bears fan?
Yes.
Yeah. How about that?
Full disclosure,
Okay.
not a huge NFL guy.
Yeah.
But I do root for the Bears because there's been some lean years. But 85 has gone a long way.
It's been a long. They've
But
that 85.
They've milked it for a long.
Maybe the best NFL team in the history of the league.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly you can make an argument.
I would think
94,
so.
49ers, 85 Bears. I mean, the Cowboys, there's a few candidates, but the Bears are right there.
Yeah, a couple of things regarding that game. How about the fans? How about the people who brought the cheese graters?
Oh, yeah.
The
Was
heads,
that cool?
The hats.
And then, did you see the guy dressed up that Ditka as the sleeveless sweater with the
Incredible.
Perfect. I mean, the whole scenario.
I mean, it's so iconic.
The
I mean,
whole-
Saturday Night Live is made.
the whole scenario of that was great. Soldier Field, Chicago, freezing, the fans, bare-chested. It was just the whole thing just came back with the way I guess the Bears have been playing this year. They've been a late
late
heart
team.
attack team, but comeback kids every single time they did it again.
They fulfilled the script
against your rivals, which is the Green Bay
exactly,
Packers, which is the best.
How you guys doing though? Good.
We're doing great.
Life's good.
Doing great. Life's great.
Show sounding great.
No complaints.
I drop off my son in the morning. I switch it because he listens to 80s on 8.
Yeah.
And then I switch over to 97.3 The Fan and listen to you guys.
I will say when we're on the show and we're talking and we get a text from Mud, it does make our day.
Oh, well, thanks.
It brightens our day to know you're listening. I know we say stupid stuff from time to time about the team and whatever, but
you're looking at Mr. One saying stupid stuff right here.
So this will be how many years calling Padres games?
My 31st season.
Come
Yeah,
on,
it goes by
man.
quickly, and I'm so lucky. So to sit in that chair with Donnie.
That's so
No, I
great.
mean, not the same chair.
Same
Because,
chair.
Sitting alongside Donnie and what the fans have, the reaction, and we love talking ball. We love bringing it to you. And
You guys are awesome. The best in the business.
Oh, thank you. I
Best in the
appreciate that.
business.
Mud, always good sitting down with you. And good news, we got some Tears for Fears and Toto coming up
Yeah,
next
coming up
year.
next.
That's great.
All right,
So,
yeah.
we're good
It's
to go.
Hold the Line on 97.3 The Fan.
Mark Grant,
See
Padres
ya.
broadcaster, joining us on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Let us know if you ever need a criminal defense attorney. Mud, hopefully you don't. When we come back,
Now Ashby might.
don't do this. Don't do this. The post-game news conference that
Heard
has
around the
blown
world.
up, heard around the world in the Jacksonville Jags locker room.
Wow.
We'll talk about that coming up next after a check of traffic with Kelly Danick here on 97.3 The Fan.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Hayes, what's up, bud?
It's because we do have the opportunity right now to talk to another of the legendary camp coaches, former Padres slugger Greg Vaughn, sitting down with us here with Ben Woods on 97.3 The Fan. Greg, it is great to meet you for the first time and talk to you.
Hey, glad to be seen, glad to be heard.
It's good to have you here. We've gotten to hang out a little bit, had lunch together the other day. You live out in Nevada now. How do you like living out in Vegas?
Oh, I love it. I mean, it's you're 20 minutes away from everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just seems like it's gonna become the sports capital of the world.
It really will.
Yeah.
And who are some of your neighbors you were telling me about?
Giambi, Jonathan Ogden, well, Devontae Adams used to be Harper.
Greg Maddox?
Yeah, Maddox, yeah.
Does that dude hit the casinos? Because I heard he's like an elite gambler, like an elite poker player and card sharp.
Well, I know he does have a poker tournament, so I know he does. You know, next time I'm gonna look underneath the table to see what's really going on.
So how'd you fare against Greg Maddox in your career? Do you remember?
Like everyone else,
Like everybody else,
other than Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, exactly.
Like everybody else, not that good.
So I want to ask you about your career. Obviously, started with Milwaukee Brewers, became a power hitting star there. Then you get traded to the San Diego Padres in 1996, and you're part of those two playoff runs, 96 and 1998. But it wasn't exactly smooth sailing from the time you arrived in San Diego. What do you remember about those 3 years and that part of your career?
Well, it was a little rough in the beginning because Ricky Henderson, rest in peace. I mean, good friend of mine. You know, and even before I got to San Diego, actually he lived in my guest house. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I mean, we were that tight. So, but you know, the platoon thing, I've never done it before. You know what I mean? So it was hard not to play every day, not to get in the rhythm, and try to get out of whatever you're in. Being able to battle through it. You had to be on, or if Ricky was on, because he could do so many different things. He could help the team. I learned how to become a pitch hitter. That was rough. That's the hardest job in the world. So it was a little different after, Ricky was gone. Then I was the left fielder every day, and then it seemed like old times.
Well, it certainly clicked then when that happened. That 50 home run season was pretty outstanding. I mean, here's the thing, Vonnie. It's still a huge deal when guys hit 50 home runs, and you did it back in 1998 when it was an even bigger deal. But I mean, when's the last Padre to hit 50 home runs?
That's him. That's
right
him.
here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
The only
now,
one.
1998. I'd say that's a pretty big accomplishment. What was it that year? Just when you came out of spring training, were you like, oh, I feel pretty good? Like I feel like I'm locked in. And how do you stay locked in that whole season?
Well, Woodsy, it's funny you say that. It's because I think, I was just at peace. I think I was at peace. I was in a good place as far as being able to know I'm gonna run out there every single day, right? Every day it was my job. So and Boch, the thing about Boch, he was a great communicator. So you always knew where you stood. Even when me and Ricky had the platoon thing, he called us both in at the same time and said, "This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do."
Yeah.
You play for 2 days, then you play for 2 days, or if you get going, you play for 3 days, and then one of you guys will have to sit. And but he always told us where we stood. So, Boch told right before the season, "Hey, you're my guy. You're gonna hit 3 or 4 every single day, and go kick some ass. Let's have some fun."
Calms you down a little bit, kind of know, like you said, where your job is. Now, you as a manager, I watched you yesterday in the meeting. Your team is frustrating you a little bit. I think that's fair to say. If you were the manager of the real Padres, and this was your team that you had been given, I think your frustrations would boil over like Hal McRae when he was in Kansas City and he flipped the table. How frustrated have you been with your squad?
I have great guys. My squad is good. I have one problem, and I think he's right behind me right now. Chuck Knobloch. I have one problem behind me. Dude, I went and fed the pitching machine because between him and Chavo, that was worst thing ever.
Yeah.
I don't think I got a word in for 20 minutes.
Because they're just yapping.
Oh, see, here he is.
There he is.
Here he is.
Come on, Barney.
Now,
I don't think we have enough sympathy for the coaches, though, who are used to seeing their whole life.
Yeah.
Sharp,
High
proficient, high-level baseball. And then they're just thrown in
to this
see,
mess.
Yes, just to the mess for a few days and have to watch it. It must be painful. Kind of painful to watch.
No, it's fun. You know what I mean? It is fun.
Don't let him lie. He loves it.
And I think it's a reality check for the campers. All the guys that, when they're in the stands to you, asking you, what are you doing? How could you do this?
Yeah, right.
It's a little tough.
It's sometimes the ball here is on a tee and people still can't hit it off the tee. And then you're yelling at Manny Machado for swinging at a 94 mile an hour slider, tailing away. It does give you a lot of perspective. It does certainly us for broadcasters as well. It's a really difficult game, even when it's sitting on a tee.
Hey, see, perfect example. This guy right here behind me. Perfect example. to a T. You're talking about to a T.
Yeah.
And then we have somebody like my fan gentleman over here, Gary. I mean, takes instruction well.
Yeah. Coachable.
Very coachable. He's uncoachable because he can't be quiet enough to listen to what you're saying.
You got to listen. That's it.
Talking to legendary power hitter Greg Vaughn. And Greg, I've always wanted to ask you this. The 1998 playoffs, one of the most special times in San Diego sports history. I was lucky enough to be there for Game 4 of the NLCS against the Atlanta Braves, but beating the Astros, then the Braves, getting to face the Yankees in the World Series. The atmosphere at Qualcomm Stadium during that run, what do you remember of that? I have chills just thinking back as a fan about how loud it was in there and the passion from the Padres fans during that run in 1998.
Well, I think they willed us through it too. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, it was hard not to want to bring a World Series trophy home to the city of San Diego. What I do remember is I could actually feel it through my feet. You know what I mean? That the ground was moving. I mean, serious. It was unbelievable. And then clinching those playoffs when Trevor would come in between Hell's Bells and the freaking, it was unbelievable. And it was crazy, too, because they just didn't stay to the third out. They stayed for hours after the game. You know what I mean? So it was unbelievable. It was a good time. And, I'm just sorry we didn't get to run it back. Maybe if Richie Garcia would have called that one a strike, we'd be talking about a different conversation.
Yeah, man. Greg Vaughn, I'm so glad. And I know, you've been welcomed back into the fold of the Padres, and it takes two, right? And you had to say, yeah, you know what? Let's come back. It's such a privilege and honor to see you out here. How's it been back in the coaches' room with the guys?
It's been awesome. You know what? The thing about it, the coaches and our text chain, we have never we never missed a beat. You know what I mean? We never missed a beat. And I think I was hurt, I think, but it was a different ownership group.
Yep.
It was different people, and it's part of the business, to be the only guy to ever hit 50 home runs and get traded. Damn, I thought I did my job.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But I feel like he should be out here spring training. You know what I mean? Get Vaughn around these young guys and working with those dudes. Is any interest there in ever getting back into the game in that respect?
Yeah, I'm at, like I said, I'm at a place in my life now where I can do whatever I want, and I'm at peace. As long as I can still play golf, I'm good.
Yeah,
you know what
there
I mean?
it is.
All right, we'll get on the link sometime. I don't want you to be late for the clubhouse meeting. Last thing you need to be is fined in kangaroo court.
Yeah, that's true.
Greg
Yeah,
Vaughn,
good luck finding Vaughn
really,
in kangaroo court.
really appreciate it. Thank you for sitting down with us.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, we'll take a time out. When we come back, we'll get to that Don't Do This story out of Jacksonville and more with Bennett Woods, live on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, talk about my daily fantasy spot. Prize Picks is where I play every day against the numbers with a chance to win real money. It's fun. It's easy to play. It's so easy to sign up. All you have to do is download the app at prizepicks.com and use the code KWFN. You're going to get $50 in free lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. What does that mean? All right, you put $5 of your own money in it, and they will give you $50 on top of that to start setting lineups between 2 and 6 players. You're just picking against the numbers. Again, all you have to do is use the code KWFN to get that $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Looking at the playoffs tonight, Aaron Rodgers, more or less than 149.5 passing yards. That's one of the easy ones. You can go more than that. Put that in one of your lineups and win actual money on the games you're already watching. Whether it's college football, pro football, basketball, or college hoops right now, you've got all kinds of different ways to play, and you can do it easily. Taking Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard to load, and then withdraw money from your account when you win. Super easy at Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Week so far. Already talked to Mark Grant and Greg Vaughn at Padres Fantasy Camp. They're doing the morning meeting here. These days are full. I was just looking at the schedule for today. You guys don't play a doubleheader, so it's almost considered a light day, but you've got morning meetings, training sessions, there's workouts, and then an afternoon game. And then this evening, we've got some festivities here. I'm going to be round-tabling it up with Major Garrett, Dave McCary in the locker room with pizza coming in for everybody. And this is still got 2 more days left. You've got Tuesday and Wednesday. And you guys are finally in the running for potentially a championship for the first time, right? Both of your teams are doing well.
It's been so long since I've played on a good team out here. Now, we've got some injuries mounting right now. Don't know what's going to happen. But no excuses from the what's the name of our Padres Power couple?
The Power Bottoms?
No, Paul, different radio host entirely. This is it's been a good run. It's been a lot of fun to be 4-0.
So we'll find out what game you get to at the end of the date on Wednesday.
My team's gotten extremely lucky. There's a lot of good arms out here that can throw the ball hard, and every other game is a machine pitch game because we don't have enough of those good arms to last throughout the whole week. And all of the teams that we're facing in the machine games, they all have the best pitchers.
Yeah.
So they are completely neutralized. And then, we face Woodsy today in a live pitching game. So we should have a good
Could there
matchup.
potentially be a Woods v. Paul or Paul v. Woods pitching versus batting matchup during the game?
Possibly. I don't know if I'm going to throw again today, but I don't know how much we need this game as we're undefeated, so we'll figure it out.
If we win this game, there's a very good chance we'll play each other in the championship, I think.
Potentially, which would be awesome.
They actually gave us an update yesterday. This is a new thing that Fantasy Camp has done. Every year they do a reunion game at Petco Park where you can get a ticket to a game. Yeah. We're all in a suite or something, and it's good to see everybody from Fantasy Camp. And Tom Seiler told us yesterday that they will do something new. That game, they will have a pregame ring ceremony for the winning team at Fantasy Camp
at Petco Park
on the field on a ring ceremony,
which is insane.
So Craig Stammen to come out and deliver your rating personally.
I'd like that.
Well, you can't both win unless one gets traded in the next couple of days again, like you were last year. So I am really looking forward. Top of the hour, we are supposed to be joined after your team pictures by Jake Peavey. He is here, fresh face. Looked like he got a really good night's sleep.
Looks like he's so well rested,
ready to go. And I can't wait to hear what happened at the dinner And I don't know the story yet.
It's unbelievable.
With Paulie and Jake Peavey and what happened over the weekend. So we'll find that out coming up. First, though, we're going to check traffic. We'll get to that. Do this story, or is it coming out of Jacksonville next year on 97.3 The Fan?
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is moving much better through Mission Valley, eastbound 8 since that crash cleared near the 15. Also northbound side of the 805 accident clearing right before the 54. Now on westbound 52 right before Fanita, reports of a stalled car in the center divide. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Don't do this.
It's time for Don't Do This.
What were you thinking?
3 stories from the world of sports that make us all shake our heads.
Why? How many times do I have to tell you?
I'm sorry, I fudged up, guys.
You idiot. You moron. Dumbass.
The apple sometimes does fall from the tree.
Don't do this
Do not tweet that.
with Ben and Woods
I like a Nickelback song or two.
on 97.3 The Fan.
Don't do this. Brought to you by Dixieline Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diego homeowners and contractors fix it, build it, and enjoy it. Woods, you get to go first today.
I will get us started. Saw this news break over the weekend. Outfielder Max Kepler, free agent outfielder Max Kepler, been suspended 80 games after testing positive for the performance-enhancing drug epitrenbolone. I'd never heard of it before. Played 127 games last season with the Phillies. It's batted .216 with 18 home runs, 52 RBI. He was ranked number 41 on Yahoo's list of the top free agents available
It's
this
not the
winter.
greatest advertisement for epitrenbolone.
It's really not.
I've never heard, but that's fine.
216
Still,
average.
Still, it's prohibited. So
Yeah, 80. So he's staring down the barrel of an 80 game suspension.
First thought, I mean, there's never a good time to get popped for PEDs, but while you're a free agent, it's got to be the worst time.
Yeah.
Max Kepler has had a solid major league career. If this is near the end and how it ends, that's not a great way for it to finish, unfortunately.
No.
And it's the constant race. I mean, who knows what new performance-enhancing drugs continue to be developed and enhanced, and that means they're going to have to find testing for each of them, as that the cat and mouse game always continues between Major League Baseball, the testing authorities and players who are looking for
the edge,
any sort of edge that they can find. But Max Kepler, definitely not a good time. I mean, it's never a good time. Like Jurickson Profile,
it was
when he got
brutal
the Braves,
last year.
It was brutal, but he had a team. You lose the salary for 80 games, but then you come back, you start getting paid again. Your contract's still guaranteed. That's a tough one, though, when you're a free agent. Not going to be a lot of teams
knocking down
your door
It's tough,
now in
man.
this offseason.
Bad timing.
All right, so I've got this don't do this story, but I'm actually going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt and say there must be something funny going on with the coach at New Prairie High School Wrestling, where Marcus Freeman was watching his son, Vinny, in a wrestling meet. And during that wrestling meet at Mishawaka High School, according to the authorities, a different wrestling coach had gotten into has started verbally going after Vinny, Marcus Freeman, the Notre Dame head coach's son. Marcus Freeman and his wife went in to intervene. Why is this coach yelling at our kid? God tried to get him out of the situation. Whatever happened remains a bit of a mystery. But the coach, Chris Flieger, the assistant wrestling coach at New Prairie High School, filed charges against Notre Dame coach Marcus Freeman for assault. Notre Dame has come out and strongly disputed that characterization of what happened. The police investigated, submitted their report. Nothing's happened. No charges have been filed against Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame says, and they won't be based on witness accounts and any video that they have. No one's ever going to think there was an assault here. It was a dad going in, seeing his son being yelled at and wanting to get him out of the situation. Nothing more than that.
I think the interesting thing, too, is that, this was not his son's coach.
No.
This is an opposing team's coach coming out.
What is he doing, yelling at a different team's wrestler for any reason?
Pretty crazy stuff. Man, I'll wait to see all the facts that come out. But I'll tell you this. You could see that happening to me as well. If some opposing coach is screaming at one of my kids, it's probably not going to go great for either of us. The guy that was yelling at Marcus Freeman is 5'5". I don't know. Give him the leprechaun suit next year at Notre Dame. We'll call it even. You get to be the new leprechaun at Notre Dame, and you drop all charges. And at 5'5", you're our new mascot running around the field. But I saw this. I got obviously a little concerned. You don't want to see battery.
I'm not the Notre Dame, obviously, lover that you are. But based on everything I've seen, and I know you don't know everything about these guys and their personal lives, I would be very surprised.
Yes.
If Marcus Freeman was in the wrong here.
A drunken battery,
this one would actually shock me, and I will give him the benefit of the doubt here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. In my opinion.
Do-do.
Oh, boy.
A do this. Adam, let's let the audio speak for itself, and then we can discuss.
So this is after the Jacksonville Jaguars lost their playoff matchup to the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
Liam Cohen's in the post-game news conference with various reporters in Jacksonville, and here's what happened.
I want to tell you, congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank
you.
you.
Hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank
you. You did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
Keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, man.
All right, that is a 19-second clip of a 30-year veteran from the Jacksonville Free Press. And this lady has divided the entire planet just by 19 seconds of genuine, sweet kindness.
Does she not sound like the sweetest, nicest lady in the world?
All I know is that I would like her to leave me a voicemail that I could listen to in the morning when I wake up. Baby, go out there and dominate today. Go out there and be brilliant today. Go out there
Could be my alarm clock.
and hold your head up high and know that you're doing a great job. I could use it. We all could use kindness like that. Now, listen, I'm newish to sports radio, 8 years in, and I've said it before. No offense meant, really, some offense meant, but I don't think there's a faction of human being that fancies themselves more than a sports reporter, that thinks that the world would stop revolving without their questions, their pieces, whatever it may be. They're a very self-important bunch. Just my experience, my personal experience being around them and him for 8 years, 8 years straight now. Now, you have a problem with this.
I do.
Wow.
I will say, there is always room for kindness in the world. And any human being, thought that was a very sweet moment. However, I didn't understand why it had to be done on a microphone during a post-game news conference, which is the one opportunity that reporters have to ask questions about the game. A limited time, you get about 10 minutes maybe max.
Ask questions like, hey, Coach, couldn't you have utilized your timeouts a little bit better there? Maybe that was already asked.
Things that fans want to know about. This is your chance to find out some things that fans want to know about. And again, nothing wrong with a little kindness, but she could have just said that to him as he walked out of the room privately. It didn't have to happen on a microphone in front, of the entire world's stage.
But I think
of the NFL media,
offering kindness to somebody in one of their worst moments, right? In one of his worst moments, I thought it was remarkable. I thought the world needs more of it, not less of it, more of it.
Yeah.
And she is a 30-year. Now, mind you, too, she's not a sports reporter. She doesn't write about.
Then why is she in there?
Because she's worked in Jacksonville Press for 30 years. She covers the city of Jacksonville. They are a part of the city.
Right.
This is the other part. The credential mafia.
Oh,
don't you ever come.
Who gave her a credential?
Don't you ever come for the credential mafia. Ever. Because they will slit your throat and they'll tie you up, Paulie, and they'll leave you in a riverbed. If you come for the credential, all-important credential mafia.
Let me make my case with a hypothetical situation. Let's go back to Game 3 of the National League Wild Card Series. Padres-Cubs. Heartbreaking loss for the Padres. Came down to, remember the controversy, the call in the ninth inning.
Yeah.
Padres could have the bases loaded, nobody out. They end up losing. Their season ends. If they had gone into the post-game news conference and instead of asking a question, Kevin Acee had just gotten up and told Mike Schill, hey, Mike, I just want to congratulate you. You guys worked your butts off this season. You had a great year. Nothing to hang your heads about. Just wanted to say thank you. Great job, man. Would we have been okay with that, or would we have wanted to know some of the ins and outs of that game and that series in that one opportunity? Because that was the only time really you ever got to talk to those guys about that game.
I think it's apples and oranges because Kevin Acee is a beat reporter for the Padres. She is not a beat reporter for the Jacksonville Jags.
If someone else from San Diego who
like
would never
give me a name.
Let's say no, not Annie Halbert. She's a media reporter as well. Dave Rickards somehow gets into the press conference
badass
and just gets up. And then
hey, Coach,
Kevin Acee never got a chance to answer a question because
now listen,
like Kimberly Hunt.
Yeah,
she didn't monopolize 40 minutes of this guy's time for your all-important. By the way, sports reporters, you need to stop thinking that your questions are so groundbreaking. the Pablo Picasso of questions. Like, when's the last question that you heard that you went, whoa, that just blew my mind?
That was original. I've never heard that before.
I struggle with it, man. I sit up nights thinking about questions to ask guys that are pointed and yet tough, but also fair. It's a hard balance.
Yeah.
19 seconds of kindness has divided this planet, and that's what concerns me. I thought she was great. I thought she was excellent, and I think sports reporters in general. You got Dennis Dodd, by the way, who I love and respect. Somebody needs to do a wellness check on Dennis Dodd, a wellness check to make sure he's okay. He lost his mind on Twitter last night. So many guys.
He was retweeting
the meanest stuff.
A ton of sports, established, respected sports media professionals who thought it was an inappropriate juncture to make the comment. No one thought that was a bad thing to say to Liam Cohen. Jacksonville Jaguars did exceed all expectations, had a good season. They have nothing to hang their hat about. It's simply the time and the place for that seemed inappropriate to me.
I mean, Paulie, God forbid you say that instead of asking a guy, what were you looking for there? Right. What would we do if we didn't know what that hitter was looking for there in that situation? What would we do? We'd lose my mind, right? I think I loved her. I think she's fantastic. Her name, again, is Lynn Jones, 30 years covering the city of Jacksonville.
I say she can do whatever the hell she wants.
30 years in, she's a vet, man. She's got carte blanche to do as she pleases, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
And if that 19-second clip is indicative at all of her demeanor, she sounds like an absolute gem who everybody wants there.
Yeah, and the thing that moved me the most was not on it. It was what she said. It was his reaction. If you saw the video, you could tell that was needed in that situation. He loved it so much. I root for that guy. I may be a Jags fan. We make so much fun of him for his Duval. What he's done and who he is rad. It's rad, I think.
Between Dan Campbell and Liam Cohen, who both got made fun of incessantly for their opening news conferences, both have turned out so far
pretty
to
good
be
coaches.
Pretty successful coaches, which reminds everybody, don't judge a book by the cover. The first impression you get is not always telling the entire story. But
I'm reading the chat here. Yeah, we need hard-hitting questions like Ben asking about earthquakes.
Gotta know what Jason Hayward was doing for the earthquake.
Now we know how you got that credential.
And that is don't and do this for a Monday.
Adam?
All right, we're at the end of the hour anyway, so we're going to take a time out. When we come back, you guys are going to run out, grab team pictures.
Yeah, you may need to go solo for a few minutes.
Then you're going to drag Jake Peavey back, and we're going to get this story about the dinner.
I may have to carry him back. I'll do it if I have to.
If you have to, please do, because I can't wait to hear what happened this weekend at the dinner at Padres Fantasy Camp. We will be back 2 hours down, 2 hours to go on a Monday morning. This is Flying By Ben Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. We'll be right Sports from Padres Fantasy Camp 2026, broadcasting live from the remote Bill House Studios. Bill House Plumbing, we know how. Currently, Paul and Woods are outside. They're doing the team pictures, just like it's elementary school day. And they're getting all the campers together for one giant photo, and then each of the teams will get their own individual team photos a little bit later this hour. But they should be back here in just a couple of minutes. And Paul is going to bring Jake Peavey back to discuss what happened over the weekend at whatever the infamous dinner was. And I have not heard this story yet, so I'm looking very much forward to hearing. Have you Adam Klug is back in our studios. They didn't give you any idea of what happened, because I've never seen Woods and Paul kind of like this eager to tell a story, but I actually said I'll be patient and I will wait for it with the rest of the tier ones on the air. Do you know anything about this?
I do not. I can't wait to hear the story, though.
I'm very excited about it as well, but I have literally no idea what Jake Peavey is going to tell us when he comes out here. But I have seen some of the videos that Woods and Paul have been posting of some of the coaches and comments that they've had to say, just kind of as they speak to all the campers. And it's always appreciated to see these guys giving and imparting their wisdom to the, just the rank and file, basically Padres fans who are here at Padres Fantasy Camp, over 100 of them. So they should be back here in a couple of minutes. But Adam, this gives me a chance to jump into what I really love to talk about. Basketball Ben gets a moment to shine. Talk about San Diego State. I did watch late Saturday night. Their 71-52 win over Fresno State at Viejas Arena. The good news from that game, clearly, Magoon Guath, who has been struggling to find his form after coming off the surgery, the knee surgery that kept him out really the entire offseason, finally had a really good game with 18 points, 8 rebounds, 2 block shots. He was the only one that had a great game, but it was good enough for a 71-52 win against the Fresno State team that is not necessarily going to be doing anything in the Mountain West. Oh, there we go. Sorry. I was on the wrong microphone. Adam was trying to tell me I can barely hear you. Is that much better? You were probably hearing me from like Paulie's microphone from about
much better,
3
Ben.
feet away.
Thank you.
That's got to be much better. Why didn't you say something on the air? I was looking like I was getting some notifications on my phone, and then I can barely hear you. The box is wherever my right. This is why we have Paulie Reindl here, because if it was just me running this show, it would be very difficult to get on the air every single day. So now that you can hear me. Good game for Magoon Guath and at least his game. Everyone else kind of struggled a little bit for the Aztecs against a very not good Fresno State team on Saturday night at Viejas Arena. But Magoon was good, and Browns Bird was pretty good. It's like the first time that the two players that we all expected to be San Diego State's top two guys, NBA draft pick potential, have not really stepped up so far this season. And if San Diego State has any chance of going anywhere this season, getting to the NCAA tournament, which we had all thought was almost like a given at the start of the year, and now very far from the case, they're going to need both of those guys, Adam, and Guath and Bird, to start playing a little bit more like we saw on Saturday night at Viejas Arena. So that was by far the most positive sign of the weekend for San Diego State basketball, was the performance of those two guys, and Guath especially.
Yeah, and it's great to see them finally coming around. Those are the signs that you're looking for as Aztec fans get ready for this part of the season, the second half. We're going towards March. You want to start seeing that part from the team.
Yeah, for sure. So we can talk about it a little bit more. I want to talk about the Chucky Lozano news at some point as well. But Picture Boys are back. How did the team photo go? I thought this might take a little bit longer because I remember what it was like in elementary school, trying to line everybody up and get everyone going on picture day. So you seem to be pretty efficient there.
They've streamlined it, man. These guys are pros. This is a pro camp, and that's what they do.
All right, you missed a little basketball, Ben. Talk about San Diego State.
Okay,
that's all.
Good for you. All right,
over the last couple of minutes. Also, me turning the wrong microphone on, so the first 2 minutes, no one could hear me either at the start of the hour. So went really well without you, Paul. Don't leave again, I guess, is the moral of the story. But joining us right now, Padres Hall of Famer Jake Peavey is with us here on 97.3 The Fan. Jake, it is good to see you as always, back for fantasy camp again.
It is good to see you, boys. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Picture day, fairly easy for these boys when you're this good looking.
Yeah, for one of us at this table, and it's not any of us here. All right, handsome, charming SOB over here to my left.
Stop.
The great Jake Peavey. Well, so I'm going to tell you this. I'm not a person I really don't. Envy is not one of my 7 deadly sins.
Right.
It's just not. I have them, all the rest of them, right? But envy is not one I usually feel. I'm going to be honest with you. When Paulie told me the next day about the dinner you guys had Saturday night, I was green with it. And I'm driving us to the thing going, oh, cool. That sounds like fun. Now, nothing against Arky and Go-Go. We had a great time, did a little Korean barbecue. We heard some stories. Paulie's telling me this, and my skin is crawling. I'm so mad. I
have no idea what happened. I can't wait to hear this.
Well, there's just a part of the big leagues that that is what a lot of my teammates used to call them show dinners. You know, we get together and go out as a group, into the wild, we would call it. You know, it's not easy to take a group of the San Diego Padres into anywhere in public, and it turns into being something. But some of those nights along the way, I think about over a 15-year career, some of the best nights of my career were in the back room of a steakhouse rented out with 15, 20 guys. So we try to give that experience here for our teams. And when we have this thing called Coach's Dinner, I'm not sure how much you've told the guys.
Oh, yeah,
but,
they know.
So our Coach's Dinner was at Arrowhead Grill, and we really we talked to Hoffy into coming, which it wasn't hard to come. Hoffy, he gets to float and pick where he comes.
Correct.
He just picks the nicest and most of the time the fanciest place to go eat. And yeah, we got in there, and our guys, it turned into a beautiful hang. That there was beautiful bottles of wine there, and there was beautiful company and conversation, and that just kept going for about 5 hours. In the back room, we started with 15 of us. It ended with about 25, 30 people being around the table. There was 2 times during the party that we found out it was somebody's birthday in the restaurant, and we sang happy birthday as loud as any white tablecloth place has ever heard that. It was so well received. It was other people's birthday. They wanted it. We were giving it to them. And if anybody's ever seen Trevor when he gets a little bit lubricated and with the people, he's a man of the people. When you bring a Hall of Famer to your dinner, you're adding a lot of extra attention.
A little cachet there, yeah.
When you're bringing the spirit that he did. So we just really, from start to finish, had a full big league experience. And we were, because we had Trevor, I'm pretty sure, we were just treated like rock stars, and all of our team got to feel that. So super, super cool. Can't really go into any more detail than that. It was a lot of fun.
Now, there's some I wonder if I
feel like I'm missing something.
You are missing something.
I feel like I'm missing something.
No, I guess I'll share this. I'll share this. I'll share this part then.
Well, I could. Yeah.
The prank.
Well, the prank is that the coaches are supposed to pay for dinner, right?
No,
this is
the players are supposed to pay for dinner.
Take your coach out to dinner.
Take your coach to dinner.
This sounded like a very pricey meal, from your description of it as well.
That's how the joke kind of came to be, because when we did find out that our players had made reservations at Arrowhead Grill, me, Andy, and we knew Hoffy was coming, started talking and saying, hey, we're going to have thousands of dollars of bill, just as it is. And we just didn't want that to happen. So we had taken care of the bill with the restaurant when we walked in. Me, Hoffy, and Andy just split it 3 ways of what was going to take place. So they knew this. But we did say, hey, look, our players are supposed to pay for dinner. Our bill was a nice one, but we even doubled what our bill was and took it up to where I think it was $9,000 or something.
So they said that when Hoffy walked in, because they all got there first, and Hoffy walks in, he goes, all right, time to go. Get 3 seafood towers over here. I want 3. I want 2 of every appetizer. Paulie said the campers are looking at each other going, I can't spend $800 a man tonight. Like I didn't budget this. My wife's gonna kill me.
Dude, we were freaking out. Guys are doing math. It's not our strong suits, and we're going, this is a lot more than $100 PF Chang's or something.
$100 at PF Chang's.
And then Hoffy walks in. He's like, I want 2 of every appetizer, 6 bottles of wine. You guys want to try all the different desserts too afterwards? And we're like, oh my God.
These guys are sweating bullets, sitting in there going, this is great. And on one hand, you're like,
I'm hanging with Ashby, Peavey, and Hoffy. We're having the time of our lives. But these dudes are running up this bill because they know we're paying.
Trying to force a smile.
Trying to force a smile.
It was the most one of there was, like I said, tons of fun that happened. But when this bill come out and we just the three of us never checked up and just watched our bunch start to pass it around, pass the word, whisper to each other.
You know me. I would have been in my head going, okay, this is now 300 person, 400 person, this is now 500 person, 600 person, this is 700 person.
Yeah.
It's like, stop, please.
And they gave the bill to the two youngest guys we have on the team, Mauricio and Federico, the scare, giving the bill and just see the sheer panic.
Just panic in their face.
Well, look, it's a big deal for people to be here. This money goes to incredible cause through the Padres Foundation on out into our San Diego community. But it costs good money to get here.
Sure.
And it takes family sacrifice a lot of times when you hear people and ask them if they're going to come back. Well, I got to talk to my
wife.
Yeah. So look, what I was very excited about is that's what we try to do here. As a player, I just want the people who come, who paid their money, to have the closest to a major league experience as they can have. I can tell you this. I've had a lot of team dinners along the way. Like I said, some of my best memories the other night was on par to what would happen on a Tuesday night if our team were in wherever.
Milwaukee or something.
Right. I would tell you what, our big league team would have a hard-pressed time having as much fun as we had the other time.
Paulie was like, you should have seen the guys, like looking at each other, across the table, shaking their head, going, I can't do this. Like, I don't know what we're going to do, just in sheer panic. And I was jealous. You know what our total was at my dinner a piece? $60 a man. So I handed over my $60 a man and went on back to the Airbnb and watched the movie, went to sleep. Paulie comes stumbling in at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what the hell happened? And he's telling me on the way, and I'm seething on the drive, and I'm like, I was so mad that I didn't get to experience it.
I mean, expensive wine bottles broke before they got consumed with that.
The seafood towers is what got me, because those things will kill you. I remember ordering one at a graduation dinner. The look on my dad's face, it went white. He went white. Actually, my little brother ordered it, and my dad's face went white. He's like, this is like $300 for shrimp and all kinds of stuff. He lost his mind, but I loved it. I thought that was such a great thing that you guys did. You guys take such good care of all the players. That's the thing I want to get across to the fans too, that have thought about coming out here. There are fantasy camps, I've heard about them, where they like make the lineup and then the coaches are gone. They go drink beer in the stands. They go do whatever. These dudes are screaming on the field, having as much fun as all the campers. Every coach to a man cares about all these people in here, and that's so cool to see.
Well, I told my bunch after we were 3-0 going into yesterday afternoon, our feeling as high as we could be, and now we get beat. We don't score. Most of our guys were over. We made errors. Andy, my head coach, Andy Ashby's yelling at the guys.
Yeah.
Paulie will tell you.
Chewing Paulie out, yep.
And I told him after the game, I go, hey, again, we're here to get a major league experience. I said, first off, I want you guys to all understand your bodies are trashed right now. Not any time do we watch a major league game on a Tuesday night and we think to ourselves, I think, you know what, Fernando's probably tired. His body's, he's played 7 days in a row and we've traveled around. Like, nobody really has the empathy for the physical toll that baseball takes on you. I don't care how good of shape you're in, you can't play this game hard every night. And even with the best training staffs and stuff in the world, that is a huge part of it that you guys get to feel. The failure, the making of the errors, it happens to the best of the best. There's the manager is yelling at you, our coaches are yelling at you, fans get on you. So I told our guys yesterday, you're getting all the experience. Baseball, there's a mental toughness and fortitude that comes along with this, and you guys get to have that as well.
No question.
Talking to Jake Peavey here on 97.3 The Fan, and what you're talking about, that pressure, obviously, when you came up as a rookie, was that 2001?
2002.
2002, when you came up as a rookie, and everyone was just enthralled. The game against the Yankees, I remember that in your rookie season, and like everything's about Jake. But you're a rookie, you're making the minimum salary. As the salaries go up, is I think where some of the empathy from fans drops. So that guy's making so many millions of dollars a year, and he just had a bad game. I mean, that's when you start seeing kind of the vitriol from fans when that happens. But that doesn't make you're no more or less of a human if you're making big money as if you're a rookie or a minor leaguer. You still have to go through those same physical trials and tribulations of a long season.
But like, I don't have any problems when the money is shelled out and given to somebody that we hold that person accountable for a certain level of play. That's what we do in any other job.
Sure.
So, you hire somebody to come in, they need to pull the weight that you expected and you hired them to do. I think you guys know I'm as positive and I'm overflowing with love, and to go negative is something that I just don't do often. I beg our fan base to stay positive and with these guys because it does make a difference. What I have thought before is San Diego as a whole, we are so laid back that the playing in places like Boston and even Chicago and even in San Francisco, there was a little more of that. San Diego is very forgiving. We are loving people, and have taken on lots of big contracts that at times haven't worked out. It's not like that we're booing at the ballpark every night like a Philadelphia and the New Yorks. And like I said, you have a bad week in Boston, it's tougher and tougher to go to week. So you can have a bad year in San Diego and these people love you. And hey, we're going to get through that. I think
you need a happy medium. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, if there were a little more,
you want us to be meaner.
No, that's not true. But at some point in time, like, where's the accountability? And that player needs to feel that.
Yeah.
If they're going to turn it around. Or
I will say, and covering the team now for 8 years, you saw it more last year and the year before, I think, than you did. I mean, the 23 Padres were a disappointment.
Don't you dare. If anybody out here listening, please don't get me confused. If you come to Petco Park and start booing our home players, no thank you.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to ask you I'm going to politely leave. But
you're starting to see, I think, more. Now, it's never going to be the level of a Philly. It's never going to be the level of a Boston. And I think those dudes go over the top a lot. And I think the media does too. That's all been banging.
But accountability from the clubhouse is always going to have more weight than accountability from fans or the media, right, Jake?
Yeah, 100%. That's where it's got to happen.
Yeah.
If you ask me what it takes to make a ball club tick, I believe that your coaching staff and everything can influence it. But the teams I were on, they were good. The teams I were on that punched through, the prisoners were running the prison.
Yeah.
Their accountability was in the room. It didn't need to happen outside the players. It did, but you have to have the players police themselves.
I heard some stories at dinner about Ken Caminetti and how he was 100% fearless to call out anyone in the room, is what I was told. And I looked at Gogo and I said, anyone? He goes, anyone. And you can read into that whatever you like.
With my job with MLB Network, I get to go and get to know some of these players and teams, get to interview them and be around. Vlad and the Blue Jays. I was down in spring training doing the 30 clubs in 15 days. I love Bo Bichette and have a little bit of relationship with him. Speak with him, and then I get with Vlad. Vlad's amazing and speaking just great English to me. We have this unbelievable conversation, and I ask him what went wrong, because I was down there with him, and they had a miserable season
the year before.
And he said that to me. He goes, everybody was talking behind everybody's back, Jake. He said nobody. He goes, we didn't get it out in the room. And when I asked him how he was going to be a leader in just conversation, he goes, I'm going to make sure that that Ben's not talking anything behind Woodsy's back. Same thing with Paulie. If something needs to be said, as tough as it may be to talk about it, we've got to talk about it and hit it head on. And then we'll love our way through it.
And you can tell they did.
Yeah. Well, once you go through a couple of those conversations, they get easier. And then you end up loving each other because you've said the truth and like everything's aired out, rather than you feel people talking behind your back or this kind of thing. So you just set the standard of fundamentally we are going to be as the best fundamentally sound team we can. And the players and the elders of that make sure that you play, and that is the North Star. You start caring about each other while doing that and create the brotherhood and the bond, the magic starts to happen.
I love it.
I can sit here and talk to Jake Peavey forever.
As
Jake,
could I.
Really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. As always, it's great to see you. And I know we'll catch up with you again.
We had that nearly enough time. Yeah,
I know. I'll be around all day today. So,
all right, Benny. Good to see you.
Can you tell the hockey story? The hockey story of you guys jogging in Seattle.
Oh,
like you
yes.
told the other day. I
This one is
never heard
amazing.
this one.
Well, just Trevor Hoffman would take running. Trevor ran more than anybody I've ever played with in my big league career. when you were young and getting there.
I remember seeing Trevor just running constantly, just as a member of the media, watching him before games. Always running.
Short gray shorts and that shrub top, little blue top. But so he would go running with you. And if you were young and Trevor said, hey, get to the field tomorrow, we're going to run, that's what you did. You didn't say anything. So you would get to an opposing place and start running with Trevor. Leave Safeco Field, and here we go through Seattle. Well, we don't have the intuition a horse has, but a horse knows when he's starting to go back, or turn back,
make
right?
the turn.
I knew that we have not turned back in quite a while.
You're getting further and further away.
Like, we've been running for 20 minutes, and we are not headed back towards Safeco Field at all. And Hoffy would just freak everybody out. What you didn't know was he had $20 in his sock, and we were going to hail a cab back. But Hoffy would run, and it was just a beautiful way, like, to see the city. But he'd freak you out. He'd run you miles away.
You guys running and
Not
running.
knowing, like, how far you're going to go.
I told this story on the air, but I work out at the same gym as he does. And I see him and Osmus and Charles Nagy and a couple guys there, this group that they work out.
Great
and I
group.
told the fellas, I said, I watched this man work out, and he works out like he's trying to make a ball club, right? He doesn't work out like he's already in the Hall of Fame, which he is. I watched him. I was on the rowing machine, and I was like, you're in the Hall of Fame. You don't have to be doing burpees right now. And it's just a different mentality. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame, and some people are not, because he's willing to do that even after he's a Hall of Famer. I was inspired.
When you get around and watch the great work, it's no surprise shortly thereafter while they're great.
Yeah.
Hoffy, nobody out to work Hoffy. Nobody out prepped him. Again, nobody cared about his teammates. Guys making us a fire, and he's off with those guys now. Osmus and all of them are up in Jackson Hole having a good time.
That's their trip.
That's
their
right.
trip.
Yeah, he's going to be
it.
coming down Black Diamonds here soon.
I love it, man. Thanks so
Jake,
much.
thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Jake
Love you,
Peavey,
man. Appreciate
just
you.
always a pleasure to get to talk to Jake. All guests on Ben and Woods appear on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Do you have a game of Take on Woods to play? Need a contestant when we come back? 833-288-0973. We didn't have Paulie on microphone for most of that segment, so I want to get some of his thoughts on how sick he felt when that bill was being racked up during the team dinner. It's all coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Sam Levitt news here on 97.3 The Fan. Actually, we have two breaking Sam Levitt news. Our Sam Levitt just mysteriously disappeared and ended up in Japan over the weekend. I saw that. Just took a random, last-minute trip.
YOLO, man.
And is now in Tokyo, so hopefully everything going well for our Sammy. The other Sam Levitt, former now ASU quarterback Sam Levitt, is expected to sign with LSU, so he's going to be joining Lane Kiffin.
Is this the third team he's jumped to in the offseason?
Yeah, after visiting Miami, Tennessee, Kentucky, and now it looks like he's going to land at LSU.
All right. And with that?
With that, the ASU football program
is over.
It's come to an end.
Come to an end. Good night.
Good night.
We still need a contestant, Adam says. If you want to call in, we can play, remember, music, movies, or TV, 3 different category options with a chance to qualify for a trip to Las Vegas. Maybe you'll run into Greg Vaughn while you're there, Las Vegas resident. 833-288-0973. Call now, 833-288-0973. But I want to ask Paulie about Jake Peavey and that dinner. And as the tab is running, because it is take your coach to dinner night. And you guys have been here enough that's taken seriously. The campers always pay for that dinner. So you go to one of the restaurants around here, usually like a chain place. You went to the Korean barbecue.
Yep, delicious.
Guys,
we've done PF Chang's.
Came out to about, usually comes out to about, $50 to $75 per person.
You picked up whatever they ordered. You know, everybody has a couple of drinks.
And you pay for your own, and that's it.
Yeah, and he split it all up and had somebody on our team, because you ask your coach, where do you want to go? You're not going to take them somewhere that they don't want to eat. And so somebody on our team took the reservation. They took the lead. They made a reservation. They said it's the Arrowhead Grill. And I go, okay, sounds like kind of like a Chili's, Applebee's. You can kind of get whatever you want. Look at the menu. I'm like, no, this is like a fancy steakhouse, or as fancy of a steakhouse as Peoria, Arizona can have.
It's nice for out here.
A couple miles away
as
from
Ben
here.
would say.
Yeah, it's nice for out here. Wouldn't take Major Garrett there. But,
No, God, no.
Turns out that was Jake Peavey's favorite spot. He walked in. It was kind of cool. He goes, man, I'm having flashbacks. Like, me and the guys, this is where we would come for dinner when we were out here for spring training every year. So that was a special place for him. And, you start doing the math. You're like, all right, you kind of have an idea of what it's going to cost. And then when Hoffy walks in, and first of all, he showed up late. When you're a Hall of Famer, he just walks into this private room with like 40 people in it, and he just like throws his arms up in the air. He's like, sorry, I've arrived. He just takes charge. And when he took over that menu, I mean, we were sweating.
I would have been terrified.
And it's the stories that we've heard over the years of rookies that get called up or something, and they get pranked. It's like, hey, you're paying for dinner tonight, and it's like $80,000 or something, and this guy's like, I don't have that.
Except sometimes in the NFL, they actually make those guys pay those bills, and those guys were
especially a big money rookie.
Yeah, big money rookie.
Ryan Leaf famously threw a temper tantrum when they did Junior Seau and company did it to him, and it really set off his Chargers tenure on a terrible foot.
Yeah, it's not the way you want to ingratiate yourself to your teammates.
All right, Paulie, I'm proud of you. It sounded like it was an epic evening.
It ended up being one of the most fun nights.
All right,
It was a blast.
We got a contestant on the line. We'll send Woodsy off, and it is time to play today's game of Take on Woods.
It's time for Take on Woods. Take on
Woods. Woods.
Take on Woods, brought to you by Mail Arms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and I see we got Phil. Are you there? Phil in San Diego. Welcome to Take on Woods.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I'm taking my daughter to school today. She's been begging me for months to call in and wish me luck.
This is your day. I hope you can win this one and impress your daughter. If you can beat or tie Woods, you will qualify for our grand prize drawing. It is a trip to Las Vegas and 2 tickets to see Sammy Hagar at Dolby Live at Park MGM, a 2-night stay at Park MGM, and a $100 gas card. Get your tickets for the Sammy Hagar residency here in 2026 at Ticketmaster.com. And now our new categories, we get either music, TV, or movies. Here are your choices, Phil. In music, we have That's Not Very Nice, 5 songs with an insult in the title. TV is Not on the Map, 5 TV shows set in fictional American towns. And our new movies category is Blue Movies, 5 movies that have the word blue in the title. So what would you like to play? That's Not Very Nice, music, Not on the Map, TV, or Blue Movies? Phil?
Let's go with the Blue Movies.
Blue Movies. All right. Today we have 5 movie titles with blue in the title. You'll go first. Woods will go second. And if you beat or tie him on our 5 questions, we'll put you into the grand prize drawing. As simple as that. Adam, you ready to put 60 seconds on the clock? I'm assuming that's a yes. Adam is good to go. All right. Your time begins when I start asking the first question. Again, the category is Blue Movies. Here we go. Good luck, Phil. Let's take on Woods. Martin Lawrence poses as an internal affairs cop as he secretly tries to recover a stolen diamond, in which 1999 comedy that also starred Luke Wilson and Dave Chappelle.
Blue Streak.
Correct. A young Brooke Shields and Christopher Adkins star as kids who are shipwrecked and grow together on a deserted island, in which 1980 drama.
Pass.
Director David Lynch caused a stir with which racy 1986 neo-noir mystery starring Kyle MacLachlan and Isabella Rossellini.
Pass.
A pro surfer on Oahu's North Shore falls for a Pro Bowl quarterback and competes in the Bonsai Pipeline Masters, in which 2002 film.
Pass.
Samuel L. Jackson is part of the cast of which 1999 thriller that pits a team of scientists against genetically engineered sharks in a battle for survival.
Man, these are tough. Pass. Let's go back to the top one.
All right. A young Brooke Shields and Christopher Adkins star as kids who are shipwrecked and grow together on a deserted island. Oh, and we're out of time.
Blue Lagoon.
All right, you got the 1. It was the Blue Lagoon. Give you 1.5 there for just out of the time. Blue Streak, you got Blue Velvet, Blue Crush, and Deep Blue Sea were the other ones. Tough category. Again, I'm trying to find the right level of difficulty. Text Woods and let him know that it is time for him to return and play his half of the game. I tested these with my buddy Scott, who was here over the weekend as well. We played a little bit of golf, and he says, these are some tough categories that you're coming up with. So we'll see how Woodsy does. It's a movies category today. And without the category, this could be a tough one for you. Let's see. All right, let's put 60 seconds back on the clock. Your time begins when I start asking the first question.
Right.
All right, good luck, Woods. Let's take
Same
on.
as it always is.
Yeah, no, usually it's when I play the music for take on. So here we go. Good luck. Martin Lawrence poses as an internal affairs cop as he secretly tries to recover a stolen diamond, in which 1999 comedy that also stars Luke Wilson and Dave Chappelle.
Blue Street.
Correct. A young Brooke Shields and Christopher Adkins star as kids who are shipwrecked and grow together on a deserted island, in which 1980 drama.
Blue Lagoon.
Correct. Director David Lynch caused a stir with which racy 1986 neo-noir mystery starring Kyle MacLachlan and Isabella Rossellini.
It's going to come to me. Pass.
A pro surfer on Oahu's North Shore falls for a Pro Bowl quarterback and competes in the Bonsai Pipeline Masters, in which 2002 film.
No, I've seen this one too. Son of a Blue Wave.
Incorrect.
No, I didn't say anything. Blue. Go ahead.
Samuel L. Jackson, part of the cast of which 1999 thriller.
Devil in a Blue Dress.
Incorrect.
What?
Director David Lynch caused a stir with which
Blue
Orchid.
19
Blue Velvet.
Velvet.
Blue Crush. And Deep Blue Sea.
Blue Crush.
But you did win 2-1.
Ooh,
so
these movie ones are hard.
Just sorry, Phil. Not today. That was a tough one again
That
on
was
the movies.
tough.
That was Blue Movies.
Okay. Blue Movies.
Blue
Oh,
Movies.
Double
Yeah.
entendre.
It
You
was
love a
little
double
bit.
entendre.
Really, Blue Velvet was the only one. I never saw Blue Velvet. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't.
You got Blue Crush. You did see
I've
that.
seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Couldn't remember the title of it.
Have you? How many Blue movies have you watched since we've been out here?
None.
Liar.
I haven't had time. I've been busy too. You guys have been busy. I've been busy. All right, let's take a quick timeout. We're a little behind schedule, but we've had a lot of fun so far this hour with Jake Peavey and more. Ben and Woods continuing next, live from Padres Fantasy Camp in Peoria on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
So we both made the drive out here last Thursday, and I'm always stunned when you get to, I like to call it 70 Mile Casino,
Yes.
when you get out there on the 8 and you've just been driving forever and you go, who would take the time to drive all the way out to play cards at a place like this when 7 Mile Casino exists, is so great, and is so easy to get to right there off the 5 freeway in Chula Vista?
Maybe you want to see Nelly perform out there, you know, or the Oak Ridge Boys,
possible.
Ben. Like, they exist. But if you just want to play cards, go to 7 Mile Casino.
Right.
None of the rest of that stuff. You just want to go out and play cards. 7 Mile Casino is your spot. Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, Baccarat, and of course, California-style blackjack.
Again, maybe you love spending time in the car and would like the extra 2+ hours
Right.
driving. But if you want to spend that time actually having fun, eating a great meal at Sammy's, enjoying the patio, enjoying the bar there, I think 7 Mile Casino is the place to go. You just get right up there at E. You're already on the west side of the freeway on Bay Boulevard. You can see the bay to the right, and then 7 Mile Casino to your left as you pull right on in. At 7 Mile Casino, it's just 7 minutes from downtown.
Claire. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
You stopped I haven't finished my answer yet.
I didn't finish.
And then I let out a bit of a giggle because I thought it was funny that you tried to you tried to pull a fast one on me.
I did, but I wouldn't say it was a bit of a giggle.
A little bit of a giggle.
Does Adam have it?
I don't know. I don't think he's been able to pull it. But Paulie will find it at some point. I have no doubt about it.
I texted Paulie immediately. I said, "You have to pull that giggle." It was. I don't know what got into you. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I just thought it was funny you were trying to pull a fast one on me.
But it was something. It was something else.
Got our biggest fan contest announcement coming up at the top of the hour. You can register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan for your chance to win a night in our Padres suite for you and 20 friends, catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. That is coming up. Also want to talk about the Chucky Lozano news from over the weekend. Haven't gotten to that yet, so let's discuss that after a quick check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danek.
Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. The roads seem to be winding down pretty nicely. Just one accident to mention here. Hit and run, northbound 805 near 47th. It's got the HOV lane blocked. New year, new goals. Start with your car at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. A fast oil change and essential maintenance checks help keep you moving into the new year. Check it off your list. Visit SoCalOilChange.com. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, ready when you are. I'm Kelly Danek with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, if you had told me that the first season of SDFC football would end with the team parting ways with their highest paid player because it just didn't work out, I would have said, man, that season must have gone poorly.
Yeah, it must have been a real train wreck.
Real disaster of an expansion, which is, expansion team, you kind of expect some growing pains and some hiccups. Of course, SDFC had an incredible season, advancing all the way to the MLS Western Conference Finals. But even so, they've decided over the weekend, made the decision that they will be parting ways with Irving Chucky Lozano. He will either be sold or loaned out as soon as possible, according to sporting director Tyler Heaps. Mike Yvaris, head coach, commented. His quote was simply, holistically altogether, it's not a fit. And I don't know if you need to say a lot more. Sometimes you can have a good player, but it's just not a fit. And in the case of the system, the clubhouse with SDFC, Chucky Lozano, I don't think was actively damaging what was going on, but they just felt like going forward, he wasn't the right fit for their team and what they were trying to do.
Well, and again, I wonder how much of this is culture, and I wonder how much of this is soccer performance / ability. I don't think anybody questions Chucky's ability. When he was in there, we talked about the opportunity to have a guy come on late in the game and be this ridiculously energetic closer, if you were, for SDFC. It was an incredible win for them to have that. Then whatever happened in that locker room, whatever it was, whatever was said, whatever fit was pitched, it had a ripple effect that has led to this day, in my opinion. Because, again, man, he signed a 4-year deal, $7 million plus to be here. And he's now no longer here. I think in my heart of hearts, I applaud SDFC for doing what had to be done. And apparently whatever it was so bad that they had to say, we've got to cut bait at this point.
Maybe we can take Mikey at his word. And maybe it's not a fit. It's sometimes code for, this guy was trouble, this guy was a bad dude. And sometimes it can just mean he's not a fit.
So let me ask you this then. I don't want to rake these guys over the coals, but they knew what his playing style was.
Sure.
And they also knew what kind of style they wanted to play.
I think they also knew that
they needed to
might
make a splash,
attract some fans from south of the border with a big name who's had, starred for Mexico in the World Cup, and they needed some splash, some sizzle for their first season.
They got it. And then did they end up realizing after whatever happened, complaints about playing time, whatever it may be? I don't think we'll ever know the full story entirely. But it is a very strange exit for Chucky Lozano and SDFC. But if they think moving forward, this is going to be better for us, I trust them. Look, how could I not trust them after what they did in year one?
And this decision was made possible by the fact that Anders Dreyer
Correct.
was so good and became unquestionably the star and face of the franchise. And now you can reformulate essentially and look at your team and build it around Anders Dreyer.
Correct.
You started by building your team around Chucky Lozano. Now you pivot slightly and you build your team going forward around Anders Dreyer, and you find the guys who are a fit to go forward with a Dreyer-centric team in year number 2.
Yeah, because a fit means a lot of things. It means a lot. It doesn't mean Chucky doesn't have talent. It doesn't mean he's not an electric player. What it means is that's it's not a fit maybe culturally anymore for this team.
I know financially, I don't know if they're going to be able to recoup in terms of like loan and what that works. Obviously, we're still learning about how some of the MLS stuff operates, but I can't imagine they're going to get full value. You've got a commodity that another team I'm sure would be interested. Chucky Lozano still made some great plays and can be an incredible player out there, but I don't think financially it's going to be the best thing ever for SDFC. But they've been funded. Seems like and it doesn't seem like money has stopped them from doing anything so far.
Well, they did lose Milanowski for money.
They did,
know what I mean?
But that's part of the salary cap structure. You've got to make tough decisions under a salary cap. A designated player, that's free. That's money you can play with.
Yeah.
And they're going to lose some, I think, probably on this Chucky Lozano deal. We'll see where he ends up. I guess he's going to work out on the side, not with the team until they find a landing spot for him, either through a sale or a loan at some point.
Very short-lived, the Chucky era, but hey, listen, they are on their way. I trust Tyler Heaps and I trust Mike Uvaris implicitly. Those guys, when they say something, they mean it, and when they mean it, they execute it. So I think, what can you say, man? You hope for the best, and season will be here before you know it.
And their first preseason match now less than 2 weeks away. So we will keep an eye on what the moves that are made by SDFC. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, final hour, we'll have our biggest fan announcement to kick off hour number 4.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Hi, Paulie. Where have you been?
Perfect timing.
Welcome back. It is the end of the hour. We'll get an update on what else is going on here from Padres Fantasy Camp in Peoria, Arizona, with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3. The Hi, final hour of Ben and Woods on a Monday, live from Padres Fantasy Camp in Peoria. Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. Bill House Plumbing, we know how. Paulie, you just went out and took your team picture. Woodsy's out doing that right now.
Team, individuals, all that stuff. Yes.
Did you smile or no?
I did.
You did smile.
We smiled, yeah.
Right.
I think we smiled.
I would think that fantasy camp is a place for smiles,
It's,
right?
You want to win for sure.
You don't want to be the hardo at
But,
fantasy
like,
camp. There are a
come on.
couple of hardos, right?
It's hard not to walk around with a smile on your face out here.
I would think so. We've had a smile on my face all morning with our conversations with Mud, Greg Vaughn, Jake Peavey. We'll have more guests. We're going to be out here live again tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, again, Paulie and Woods are going to wrap up their stay here. I'm going to head back on after the show tomorrow, but we'll still have more guests and whatever else we can get. Squeeze all the life we can out of our days here at Padres Fantasy Camp. And then before we know it, Paulie, we're going to be back here for Padres spring training, which I would think, I haven't seen the official report date, but the first game is on February 20th. So given that pitchers usually need a couple of weeks, we're clearly less than a month away from pitchers and catchers reporting officially, right, to Arizona?
Yes. There's a lot of construction actually going on here at the Peoria Sports Complex. If you've been out here, the bullpen and batting cage area is completely torn down. We were all surprised when we drove up here on Thursday or Friday and saw that. And so I started asking around. I go, is this going to be ready for when the guys get here? And they said, yeah, we started, right before Christmas, and they have a February 1 date to have everything ready. So I'm sure guys will be filing in shortly after that day.
I wonder what upgrades they're making, because it was already a great setup out there with the batting cages right outside the lunchroom, and then
they're
the mounds.
expanding as well.
Making it a little bit bigger. Yeah.
There's some hilly areas out there. They're going to level everything out and have one big facility.
My guess is this will also allow them to probably build in some of the newer technologies as well for tracking pitches and movement on pitches and whatever they need to have in the batting cages as well. So they've been updating this place ever since it first opened in the mid-90s. The weight room wasn't here. Like when they first started, this clubhouse wasn't here. It was just a smaller big league clubhouse.
No, it's so much fun to come out here every January and kind of see the new additions, whether it's workout equipment, technology, whatever. You go into the hot tub and cold tub room. They have an infrared sauna now that was not there last year. We are not allowed to touch that.
Okay.
They made that very clear. They're like, none of you guys.
What does that do?
Get anywhere near there.
I don't know. It's like a sauna, but it's infrared.
But it's infrared.
Really cool.
And then even just the little thing, the hallway down to the cafeteria is lined with big framed photos of epic moments in Padres history. I don't believe those were there last year, and it's always an improvement.
Always fun. All right, it's time for our biggest fan contest announcement. If you hear your name called, you will have 10 minutes to call us back at 833-288-0973 and qualify for our grand prize, 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a Padres game with all the fan staff later this season, catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember to register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest-fan. But this morning, the biggest fan is Anthony Martinez from San Marcos. Anthony Martinez from San Marcos, you have 10 minutes to call us at 833-288-0973. Adam Klug is standing by for your phone call back at our Odyssey studios.
There's Woodsy walking back in.
Woodsy just took his picture. And by the way, Adam's been busy back at our Odyssey studios, pulling the audio that Woodsy wanted to hear from our Take on Woods game last hour. Welcome back. How was your picture?
I've never taken a good picture yet, so
did you get your good side?
Don't expect to start today.
Bad side?
It's amazing I ever got married.
All right,
it's crazy.
You wanted to hear it, so Adam has pulled the audio from Take on Woods.
Anything, Blue. Was
you?
that
me?
That's you.
A pro surfer on Oahu's North Shore falls for a Pro Bowl quarterback and competes in the Bonsai Pipeline Masters, in which 2002 filmed.
No, I've seen this one too. Son of a Blue Wave.
Incorrect.
No, I didn't say anything. Blue. Go ahead. Wow.
I've never heard you make that noise.
That was I watched it happen. It was very weird. Somebody's gonna have to pull it up YouTube. Ben, what has gotten into you?
Giggling like a schoolgirl.
Literally like a schoolgirl.
Literally like a schoolgirl.
Am I to understand again that you're on our couch again this evening?
I'm back, yeah. We've checked out of our own separate Airbnb. If you want to get rid of me, I can get myself a hotel room for tonight. But the couch wasn't bad.
3 out of how many nights out
5.
here?
And
3 out of 5. You've been on the
60% couching. Yeah.
The 3 foot wide, not even pleather, leather couch. 3. You were not expecting 3 nights out.
I was not, but that's okay.
Okay.
I've survived.
I have no problem.
Don't you have a little bit of extra respect for me that I can get through tough circumstances like this?
No, I have less respect for you. I think a normal, self-respecting human being would have gotten a hotel room.
No, I think a lot of people would just want to crash on a couch. It's a lot cheaper.
You, my dad, and Adam are the literal 3 human beings in my life. Now, you don't have to go to the Four Seasons or the Biltmore or anything like that.
They don't have them out here. So,
they have Four Seasons here, don't they?
Oh, well, if I want to drive like
Scottsdale,
45 minutes to an hour to Scottsdale.
You don't have to stay at, at the Phoenician or anything, but like
I would love to.
A grown 50-year-old man saying, no, I'll just do 3 out of 5 nights on a tiny leather couch is incredible.
Well, that was you just mentioned your dad. I have an update on something that's like damn near 6 months now. Your dad and you gave me a really awesome birthday present back in September. You guys gave me the 1989 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card.
Yes.
That I had been coveting my whole life. It probably could have just forked over the $60 or whatever, found one on eBay or something, and I just never did. And you thought, you just mentioned, you're like, my dad's got boxes of these.
Yep,
like
of Upper Deck.
We have many, many Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards. I will make sure you get one for your birthday.
My mom worked for Upper Deck, my mom worked for Pinnacle. But my dad had so many, they're sitting there rotting in the attic. So I called him and I said, pull the Griffey Jr. So is he blowing a bubble or something? He
is just got bat on the shoulder.
Bat on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's a classic.
And so I sent that in for grading
to
PSA because that's a very high value, like high profile card if you have a good one, but it wasn't graded yet. So we had no idea. Kind of you've talked about it a little bit, getting into the grading process. It's a kind of a headache, and by kind of a headache, I mean it's a
big headache. Yeah, it's expensive.
I think it costs like $50 to send that one card over just to find out, if it's a PSA 10, that could be worth you some good money.
You sent it over in September.
They finally, once they registered it and put it in my account or whatever, they go estimated time of completion is February 23rd. 2026.
All right, so they actually came in ahead of the game.
All right, yeah, because this morning I got an email that says your grades are in.
Oh,
and so they're completing the process.
How does the scale work? The 1 to 10?
1 to 10.
Okay.
1 to 10. Anything less than a 10, it drops significantly.
Yeah,
like a 9 is just it drops off a cliff, going from 10 to 9, 9 to 8, from what I've been able to gather. But it was pure curiosity. I'm not planning to sell the card. I want to keep it. I like how they look in those PSA
They look
slabs.
great in the slab, yeah.
And so
my dad right now, by the way, is listening, I guarantee you, and he's on the edge of his seat.
Because if it's a PSA 10,
he's
and
out.
it's worth
he wants a finder's fee of some sort, maybe?
Yeah, he's going to lose his mind.
All right. He's on the edge of his seat.
So I opened it up, and the grade that my Ken Griffey Jr. card received was...
Drum roll, please.
A N5 altered stock.
That doesn't sound like a 10 at all.
And I go, I am very new to all of this. I've never seen
Never
an
heard of
N5. I don't know what that means. So I just Google PSA grade N5. And it says here, a PSA N5 grade means altered stock, indicating the card's paper has been physically changed, like having a crease pressed out, gloss enhanced, trimming or ink added / subtracted, preventing a numerical grade instead of receiving. So like it didn't even qualify for a PSA 1.
My dad just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
You didn't even get to complete the assignment.
Yeah, they don't even let you complete the assignment.
And I looked at the card. I remember when I sent it in, I was like, I mean,
I
don't know anything. It could be a 1, it could be a 10, but I'm like, it looks in pretty good shape. But apparently, your dad
was Gary ran an extra gloss.
He ran an
I
iron.
think he took like a blue Sharpie and like colored in the lines or something.
What
I don't know.
In the world, man?
So
I'm sorry that we gave you a dud.
It's all good. I still have it.
You still have it? But if it was, I mean, that's what I'm letting myself dream on a couple of my cards. That actually takes a lot of the wind out of my sails too, with some of the cards I sent in.
Would it be worth more if it was autographed? Because Mariners camp is right across the way. I don't know.
You think Ken Griffey Jr.
Griffey Jr. doesn't come to Mariners fantasy camp?
I doubt it.
Why
very
not?
much.
Probably not.
It's not him and A-Rod and Edgar Martinez
Could you
over
imagine?
at
We,
Mariners fantasy camp.
We looked at, we were driving out. We were curious as to what other camps look like. And so Paulie was pulling some up on his phone, looked at Reds camp and maybe even the Yankees camp too. And I got to tell you, man, like there's Hall of Famers here. There's Cy Young Award winners here. He read some of the Reds off and I was like, what? That guy? I barely, I remember like a cup of coffee, but Padres camp does it right. I mean, you got Jake Peavey, you got all these dudes out here. It's pretty sick. But
everybody in the chat's making fun of me. I got hosed. I think
N5.
they say Gary owes me $50 for even sending that in to get graded. Apparently,
I mean, that thing has literally been sitting in a box for like 30
And
years.
somehow got altered in 30 years.
that's kind of crazy. It was in a case too.
It was in a case. My dad took good care of it. He knew it was going to be worth money.
I am curious, just like kind of look into that now and just be like, what does that even mean? Like what happened?
I think now it just means you put it on your mantle.
No.
keep it.
Like, what did it mean to get that grade?
What was done to that card?
Like,
that
do me a
caused
favor.
it to get
Like,
get the non-grade.
PSA, do me a favor. Grade it a 5. Grade it a 6, right? Like, don't give me an N5 to make it sound like it was put through a shredder and pieced back together.
It literally looks like Gary like drew the card in crayons or something.
It's such a I'm not going to sit in here and call it a scam. I'm not, because I don't think it's a scam, but I am saying it's not a Pablo Picasso. Relax, guys. It's what are we doing here?
If they
it's a
gave it
baseball
a PSA
card.
3 even,
Right,
whatever,
give it a 3.
I'd be like, great, fantastic.
Oh, so this actually now costs you more money than it's actually worth. Guaranteed.
For
sure. Significantly.
Speaking of memorabilia, I saw on your guys' schedule today that this afternoon includes an autograph session.
Yeah.
How does that work? Have they done that before?
Oh yeah,
so they always
all
do that.
line up on like the patio tables out in the front over there, and they will just kind of the alumni will all hang out. You can go down the line, whatever you brought with you. If you brought a ball, if you brought something specific for a player that you knew was going to be there, they'll take care of you and whatever you want.
Andy Ashby's going to sign my breasts. They'll do anything. Man.
I brought it's like an 80.
That's a nice little extra perk of fantasy.
Yeah, 100%.
I brought a card from like the 80s of Tim Flannery with the surfboard.
Yep.
On the baseball card. I'm like, that's a beautiful card.
No, it's solid. They're all so congenial and giving of their time, and
do they discount their normal prices for their autographs as well?
It's on the house. They come out here and they come out here and just knock it out. Did you guys see who just walked by?
I did not.
Ethan Salas.
Oh,
yeah, he just walked by.
Yep. He's. I think they got a mini camp.
Mini camp starts today.
I've noticed more minor leaguers kind of that I didn't recognize walking through the building this morning.
And them walking through here is like them walking through the zoo. They're like, "What is that over there? What is that? Why does that person look like this?" It is.
I've never seen one of those in captivity before.
But I'm telling you, if we get a chance today to go see him do drills and things like that, we've watched it before. It's amazing.
You laugh because we have no idea if he's going to even be a big leaguer, much less a star big leaguer. But I will tell you, it's different watching him work on drills.
Yeah, it's cool.
You don't have to be a baseball scout
to
notice that. My God,
those
his hands are
fast.
soft and fast, and you understand why he was so notable and why the Padres were so aggressive in pursuing him and signing him a couple of years ago. He's not like some fraud and like, oh, they thought they were getting something. Oh no, he's clearly a special.
Oh, he's cool. It's cool to watch.
Special talent.
It's so cool to watch.
And defensively, he will be big league quality. He's probably there already. It's just whether or not he's going to hit. That's what you never know.
And healthy. He's got to get healthy
and healthy on the big league level.
He walked right by. So yeah, you're going to see some more guys out here. I haven't seen any big leaguers out here. The timing of it is a little off as it normally is, but. Yeah, man, it's we usually see Adrian Morhone out here. He's usually out here all the time. But yeah, we'll see if we scout anybody else out for you.
Yeah, we are a little earlier,
we are
this year than we are in previous years. All right, let's take time out. When we come back, we can continue. There might be a couple more coaches running around here, so we may see if we get one more guest before the end of the program. Stick around. More Ben and Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben Woods is back. All guests on Ben Woods appear on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com, and we got a local star joining us right now.
Yeah, we do.
Let's welcome Greg Garcia here into Ben Woods,
GG.
sitting down as a return now camp coach here at Padres Fantasy Camp. Good to see you back, GG.
Yeah, happy to be here. Yeah, second year coming back and having just as much fun as we had last year. I mean, it's been awesome. Enjoy seeing a lot of familiar faces, and PR has been good to us.
We got some guys out here that can still pick it, and GG is one of them.
Oh,
and
no.
You can still pick it. Archie can still pick it, and Chris Gomez, both my coaches, those guys were out there taking fungos from Flan.
Yep.
And it was like they didn't miss a beat.
I mean,
well, it's funny because I was talking to Gary earlier, and first day of camp, we were working with our team around the bag, turning double plays. I'll tell you what, Gary Templeton can still move around that bag. Yeah, unbelievable. Better than me. I mean, it's not surprising, much better player, but unbelievable. Can still get out there and move around. But yeah, it's been a blast so far.
That defense was such a big part of your game and what you brought to the field every day. I got little kids. I'm coaching little kids.
Yep.
What's kind of the key? For little, I'll be coaching up some little guys, eight, 9, 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
The key to getting them dialed in the field.
I think for me, I got 2 young kids too. I got 2 daughters, Olivia and Natalie, and with them, they're playing softball now, and it's just the versatility, expose them to different positions.
Yeah.
I think when I was growing up, it was like you got to be the shortstop or you're not the best.
That's right.
That's not the case anymore. I mean, I think it really hinders your development if you're just playing shortstop or just playing third base or whatever it might be. I would say, have your boys move around the infield, play some outfield.
Yeah.
And just see kind of what they like and what sticks for them.
Yeah. What about some specific drills? That's what I'm looking. I'm going to try to drill a bit here while I have you here and get some specific some things.
I think for me, we had Bobby Dickerson over here in 2019.
The GOAT.
Yeah, he was a magician. I mean, I remember we were going out there with tennis balls. I mean, he's got all the drills. You can go on YouTube and find some of his stuff.
Nice.
But I think getting comfortable with their glove. I mean, when I was growing up, it was like catch everything with 2 hands.
Yeah.
And then I got with Bobby, and he's like, "Yeah, no, you want to catch everything with one." You see, watch Manny take ground balls. A lot of times he's just catching one-handed. So I think for your boys, just getting them comfortable using their glove, one-handed, backhands, forehands, things like that.
I read that one time, and I think it was Bobby Dickerson that said, "Learn how to play this game with one hand." And I went, "Oh my God, our whole life was the big alligator and scoop and 2 hands and 2 hands in the outfield and all of it." And it's like, actually, no, it's a one-handed game.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I can even think of like a ground ball up the middle for a shortstop. Even when I was growing up, get in front of the ball.
Get in front of the ball.
No, and then you get with Bobby, you almost want to time it to just kind of catch it off your left foot there. So
I love it.
That's some good stuff there. Yeah.
Greg Garcia, former Padres, Cardinals infielder, is with us here on Men of Woods. And I think, Greg, growing up as you did in El Cajon, I think you were the same age in 1998 as I was growing up in San Diego in 1984 when the Padres made the playoffs. Yeah. What do you kind of remember as a Padres fan from that time growing up? And if someone had come back and said, one day you're going to be a fantasy camp Padres like coach back with the legends like Andy Ashby and Trevor Hoffman and all these players, I mean, what would you have thought back then?
I mean, that's my favorite part is being back there with those guys. These are the guys that I grew up watching play, and in 98, I just can remember Qualcomm being so loud, so electric, such a big stadium, and just so many fun years with those guys and watching them play. And then getting to meet them, they're even better people, and I think that's kind of been a sentiment. Obviously we're missing out on RJ this year, but all these guys are great baseball players, but they're all better people. And I think that's something I always took away from these guys, and it's been a joy.
And I know we're talking to Greg Garcia here on Ben and Woods this morning, and I know how much you still love the game very much and still love the team and still love to watch baseball. How many games a year you take it in?
Typically, I think we're like 7. I would say right around 7.
Yep.
The Padres do a good job getting us out there, giving us some tickets and things like that. So I'll usually take my wife or my kids, and softball. We had a softball night there, but getting down to Petco, watching the product that the Padres have now is incredible. We're spoiled, we really are. So enjoy it. It's such a great spot to go with the family and watch a good game.
And watch it on TV, of course. Listen to Ben and Woods to recap the game the next morning.
Hey, man,
I love getting those texts from Gigi in the middle of a show.
Man, you guys are my morning route to work. It's great. You guys do such a good job.
Thank you.
It's been awesome to watch you guys just continue to really do well and kind of hold down the radio.
It's crazy that our bosses have let us get to the last year of our contract without an extension, isn't it? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
it's
you
crazy,
lock
right?
you guys up. This is unbelievable.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It blows my mind, but hey, what do I know? I'm just in here, and Greg Garcia likes it, so I thought maybe that would be enough. Maybe not. We'll see.
Gigi, put on your analyst hat now. Padres offseason, obviously, bringing back Michael King was huge. Add a new player from Korea, but the gap between the Padres, between everybody and the Dodgers seems pretty substantial. What are you kind of still looking for from the team as we get ready for spring training less than a month away now?
Yeah, I think bringing back Michael King was huge, right? And I think not a lot of people were expecting that. So getting him back was big. You got a healthy Joe Musgrove coming back. So really excited to see those guys back on the mound. And, Craig Stammen, for me, great hire. I mean, I think he's going to do well here. One of the most respected guys I've ever met in the game of baseball. and really well-rounded in terms of being able
you get to be teammates with Greg at the end?
2019 and 2020 we were together, and he was a leader. I mean, absolute leader, born leader. So I'm excited to see what he can do with the team, and should be a fun year.
Awesome. Can't wait.
Yep.
And how's your team doing here?
2-2. We were 2-0 the first day. We got to the it really is.
Today.
Yeah, we got to the championship game last year, me and Gary. So we're called the Grinders, and we grinded it out yesterday. We went 0-2, but we'll see what we got in store. A couple more games left.
Yep. Did you guys take on his team yet?
I'll say this: I haven't seen Paulie yet, but I do have to say this: Paulie just hit like 7 basketball shots in a row. It was unbelievable. Woodsy yesterday, I think, had 4 hits or something like that. I mean, this guy was pretty dialed in as well. So you guys are representing well.
Thank you
out there with your athleticism. Keep it up.
Feeling good.
Maybe we need to send you to like Houston Rockets fantasy camp, Paulie, next year instead of Padres.
There you go.
Fantasy camp.
There you go.
Get some basketball work in.
Yeah.
Greg, it's always a pleasure.
Thanks,
Thank you
GG.
so much for sitting down.
Yep. Thanks,
Greg
Appreciate
Garcia,
you.
always a favorite. With Ben and Woods.
Plug your shop too.
Oh yeah,
while you're
please,
here.
yeah.
Oh no, yeah. I work at Rancho Mesa Insurance. I insure landscape companies. That's what I do.
Hell yeah.
But we have
You insure them.
Yeah, commercial insurance, so general liability, work comp, auto. But as an agency, we insure electricians, plumbers, HVAC, any kind of those trade contractors. So yeah,
like employee injuries, like the landscaping's not hurting anybody usually, right?
No,
Hopefully,
no.
okay.
I mean, yeah, they could trip
A
over
tree
something.
could fall over or something
yeah,
on somebody.
yeah,
Okay, well,
yeah.
everyone needs their insurance.
You're
I guess. I
talking
never
about
thought about
it's literally never mowed a lawn in his life.
Yeah.
Never
I have. I mowed it like 3 times and realized this is not for me, and then I hired a gardener. I tried it. I really did. I thought, this could be fun. You get to push a mower around. It's not that fun.
That's
Actually,
great.
it's not
That's
that
great.
fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, GG.
Greg, really appreciate
you, man.
Thanks
All
for
right, we'll
having me,
take
guys.
our final timeout. Wrap things up. Obviously, got a big football game tonight here on 97.3 The Fan. They've already announced the schedule for the divisional round of the playoffs for next weekend, so we can take an early look ahead at some of the matchups as well. Stick around. Final segment of Ben and Woods on the way from Padres Fantasy Camp in Peoria, Arizona on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Bennett Woods from Padres Fantasy Camp. And the Padres, by the way, just announced a major off-season addition. But it's not what you think, and you'll never be able to guess what it is. So I'm going to save that just for a second, though, because we're going to give you a taste of Fantasy Camp life here. Can you explain to me what is about to happen live on our YouTube stream?
Yeah, the trainer out here, Jojo Tarantino, is going to milk me live on the air.
You're going to be milked.
I'm going to be milked. You can milk anything with nipples.
Do you have a teat somewhere?
I do have teats, right? Would these be considered
I
teats?
have no idea. I don't think. Okay, so Woods has rolled up his sleeve, showing off his well-developed biceps. JoJo is now putting some sort of cream. Hopefully,
JoJo is a
legal cream, and now he is. He's like pushing everything back up toward the top of the arm.
It's a little tender on that flexor, buddy.
I think of a pastry bag where you're squeezing the cream filling out the bottom. He's like trying to squeeze it back out into he's pushing your goo back into your shoulder somehow. What sort of goo is in your arm that is now being pushed back up into your shoulder?
Yeah,
is this lymph?
It hurts.
The best part is we come out here and we got here on Thursday afternoon. Camp didn't start until Friday. And yet 30 seconds on the premises, and Woods is already in the trainer's room.
Doesn't look comfortable. It does not look comfortable. Woods is squealing like like I was giggling earlier, like a schoolgirl.
It works, though.
It hurts.
It works.
Now, is this some sort of special concoction that is tub?
That's just regular old cream.
Regular goo.
Dual-purpose massage cream.
So yesterday, JoJo goes, hey, you like the hot stuff? Try this. They call it nacho cheese. And you open the top, and it looks like coagulated nacho cheese. So he goes, don't use a lot. Don't use a lot. Use a little. So I took a little dab, rubbed it on my elbow, went out and threw. It was searing hot, and it was made worse, Ben, when I got back and I got in the hot tub. It felt like I was in a boiling hot flame.
It burns.
It burns. And these are guys out here. They used to put this all over their entire bodies before they'd play a game, and it would stay with you for for hours and hours, maybe even days, and my skin was just red and inflamed all day. But you do what you have to do to get on the field and help your team. That's what you do. And I don't know what's going to be.
This is hard work JoJo's doing. There's 102 fantasy campers.
Yeah, and they got real players here.
This is going to be a long day for JoJo if this is what it entails, getting guys ready to get out there on the field.
Yesterday looked like triage in there. I will say, Mrs. Tarantino is a lucky woman. She is this guy is a master.
Is Thursday one of the best days of the year? Like the
when
day
it's
after
over,
everybody here is gone, and you're like, just go. Oh, we don't have to do this for another year. Yeah,
it's so much
work.
Fun,
a lot of work.
I'm going to take such good care of you.
Does anyone want to guess the new Padres major off-season edition that was just announced this morning?
I'm seeing stars right now.
All right, so the Padres have just announced that they have added a cocktail lounge. They're into the cocktail lounge business now. A new exclusive cocktail lounge set to open at the Ballpark District's most storied landmarks, the Diamond Room at Gallagher Square on 7th and K Street, like a Padres-owned cocktail lounge with only 50 seats, a very intimate little pregame, postgame location for fans going to Petco Park. Initially going to be open from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m., midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. The cocktail program will be steeped in classics, but decidedly San Diego, including the Diamond Margarita, Baxter's Old Fashioned, and a fluffy Garibaldi, which is Campari and orange juice, nitro-infused tableside with a Garibaldi Jello shot orange wedge.
What's it called? The Diamond Club?
It's the new Diamond Room at Gallagher Square.
So it's in Petco Park?
Well, it's kind of on the edge, so I think you can go, like non-game days, it's going to be a cocktail lounge that's open to the public, but it can also be a pregame spot, I think, for fans who are attending, or postgame for fans who are attending games this season.
All right. Enjoy yourself in the Diamond Club.
The food menu, small bites, salads, handhelds, flatbreads, and a signature item that tips the cap to neighboring Petco Park. Don't know what that is, but that was the new announcement from the San Diego Padres this morning. You can check out the Diamond Room this season.
I mean, you can do a Diamond Room and you could do a first baseman. I think people would be down for that.
That's different than the Champagne Room, though, right? The Diamond Room.
I still haven't been to the Champagne Room. I've been asked several times.
We were approached and offered
many times.
Yeah, would you like to take us up to the Champagne Room?
No,
we always politely decline.
So you can, you're good at declining that.
I am.
Yes.
And you're glad I'm there for that too.
Yes.
Not get carried away with ourselves.
Man, that hurt.
Ooh. All right, let's check our final look at traffic, and then we'll come back. We have some matchups already set for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Get to that next year on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Creative Repipe. Looks like things are winding down pretty nicely all around the county. Just watch out for a stalled work truck in the Center Divide, North 15, just before Miramar Road. Don't wait until that water leak in your home becomes a flood. Call Creative Repipe for whole house repipes. Get a 20% discount plus a lifetime warranty. Free estimates with financing available. Visit creativerepipe.com. That's creativerepipe.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So the wild card round of the playoffs isn't even over, but the NFL has already announced their 2-day schedule for the divisional round of the playoffs next weekend. Saturday's doubleheader will feature the Buffalo Bills, who defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars yesterday morning 27-24. They will visit the top-seeded Denver Broncos at Mile High Stadium. And then Saturday's other game is an NFC West showdown with the San Francisco 49ers. After they took down the Philadelphia Eagles, they will be visiting the top-seeded Seattle Seahawks. So you get the final two teams, the 1 seeds that got the bye this week, will both be in action on Saturday for their first games at home. Seahawks, 49ers, Broncos, Bills.
What time are the games again?
They did not announce the game times, I believe. That will be announced.
The old NFL.
I think it depends on whether the Steelers or Texans win tonight, honestly, how they can do the times. Sunday's games, Rams at Bears. So Soldier Field will once again be a big spot on Sunday, I think against a tougher opponent than the Green Bay Packers, though, for the Chicago Bears. And then the Patriots will host the winner of tonight's Monday Night Football matchup here on 97.3 The Fan between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Texans at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough.
What time does this one get underway tonight?
Tonight's game's 5:30. Normal Monday Night Football, 97.3 The Fan, ABC, ESPN. Last game of the year on Monday Night Football on ESPN.
All right, we'll be here, I think, for a while, doing a Q&A with Major Garrett and Dave McCary. Don't know what time that wraps, and they'll be able to see at least the second half from home.
We'll throw some TVs on and
they'll have the
keep
TVs
track
on.
of what's going on, I think. But yeah, I don't think the clubhouse closes until 8 o'clock tonight, so I don't know how late you're going to
We'll be here.
You're going to stay, make it all the way to the end. But
Dinner's from 5 to 6, and then till about 7:30 probably.
All right, going to be a long one here at the Peoria Sports Complex.
But Texans and Steelers, I mean, I don't think either of those teams is like the potential to go all the way. Texans, to me, are the better team. They got the best probably defense in football. But Steelers at home on Monday Night Football. Mike Tomlin doesn't lose those games, so you've got to at least give them a fighting chance on their home turf. I do think the Texans are the better team, but we've seen almost all of those games this weekend were close, down to the wire, good games. Probably we'll get one more here in the wild card round of the playoffs.
Now, I'm interested for tonight in the clubhouse because you're going to be leading a Q&A with Dave McCary, who is a writer on SNL. He is a director.
That stands for Saturday Night Live.
Correct, Saturday Night Live, and Major Garrett, right? So you're comfortable in the sports arena. You did the 84 round table. You did the 98 round table.
Sure.
I mean, this is your arena. But
and I lived through all that.
Tonight is going to be a little bit more of a challenge for you. Are you nervous?
A little bit nervous, but at the same time, I've watched Saturday Night Live quite a few times in my life and kind of understand that it's an amazing process when you think about it. And I want to hear more from Dave just about how it works, where you get the guest host each week, and then you have to come up with, I don't know what it is. What do you think about 8 or 9 different sketches?
I think more than that. Then you
in
pare
every
it
show.
down.
Well, yeah, you originally come up with way more. Only the handful of them that actually make the cut at the end of the week that are good enough to make the show.
It's just like Ben and Woods. We get together every single day. We come up with 10 to 12 segments, and we pare down.
Right.
You know, just the good stuff.
Well, we come up with 3 good segments, and then we have to
mostly
fill the rest of
mostly one good segment, and then we have to fill in around it. Now, again, their show's an hour, ours is 4, so it's different. You know, the different scale.
And we don't have a musical guest that performs twice in the middle of our show either.
That's true.
So that's kind of unfair.
So actually, some would say our job is actually harder than Dave McCary's job. I don't know. I mean, potentially.
Dave, he just pulled me aside. Actually, we were talking schedule. He's going to jump on with us tomorrow. At
some
point.
I can't wait.
He's on my team. It's been super fun to get to know him.
Great dude.
It's weird, man. Like he and his crew, like Kyle Mooney, Beck Bennett, and Mike, I think is their 4th one. Like they started a comedy sketch group. And like when I was in high school and I was watching these videos, and then he was telling me his whole group of friends, they all got SNL in the same season.
That's amazing.
And got to work together. Kyle was doing more skits. Dave was writing. And I go, that's the dream, right? I was like,
dream.
So, did you and Kyle meet in college? Because they're both from San Diego. He goes, no, we grew up together. We moved up to LA. We started the sketch group. We did a podcast, and it turned into SNL.
Yeah.
And to do that with your lifelong best friend, I'm like, that is so cool, man.
Yeah, it's going to be fun tonight.
I'm curious. So Lorne Michaels is the longtime head of Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
And seems like potentially like a terrifying man in show business. Like having, working with a legend like that on the show and the kind of the pressure and responsibility that goes with putting that show, the different stars that have come through there that he's gotten to meet,
deal with,
good and the bad, probably as guest hosts of the program. I'd imagine there's a fairly endless well of stories when you're right there in New York doing it every single week.
No question about it, man. And he has been, I've gotten to spend a little time with him, with Dave, of course, had lunch with him the other day, as cool of a guy as you could ever imagine. And, remember, he's married to Emma Stone. His life is crazy. His wife was at the Golden Globes last night, and he was, made the joke of, I got out of it because I'm here. And I go, really? Like, you don't like that stuff? He goes, no, I do not.
He's much happier
here playing with Padres legends and the guys that
he's a damn good ball player.
He's a really good ball player, and he is a diehard Padres fan. And I mean diehard. So he's one of those New Yorkers that's up watching the game late and just as good of a dude as you can imagine. So much. I didn't think he was not going to be cool, but he's so much cooler than I even thought he would be.
And I've heard he's a submariner.
On the mound.
He said he had a rotator cuff issue like in high school, and he just learned like whether he's throwing from the infield, outfield, whatever he throws, everything comes down low, submarine.
Yep.
And he got on the bump yesterday. We have a 3-inning max per pitcher because of guys like him. He struck out 7 in 3 innings.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
Pretty nasty.
It was so much fun.
I love that he's a baller too. So cool.
Talked about it at the very beginning of the program. If you missed it, the big baseball news of the weekend, the Cubs agreeing to a 5-year, $175 million contract with Alex Bregman. So
they'll move. So they're going to move Matt Shaw, their rookie third baseman, to second base, most likely. And teams are now inquiring on Nico Horner. And
remember how good Nico Horner was defensively,
nasty
in that playoff series against the Padres. Cubs might not win that series without the defense.
He killed us.
That Nico Horner played, and Dansby Swanson obviously made some great plays, but both of them up the middle were an elite dynamic duo. So you are messing with a kind of a good thing. Now, Nico Horner's not an elite offensive player.
He's
but
pretty good.
He's pretty good, and he's an elite defensive player.
He's better than any second baseman we have currently right now today, Nico Horner is. And again, I don't know what's left on his deal. My guess is probably a year or two. But, yeah, I mean, that's something that they said the Yankees have already inquired about Nico Horner. There are other teams out there certainly that could use a second baseman, a good ball player, can pick it with the best of them. So
$12 million this year, last year of the contract.
Last year of the deal.
Yeah.
So he's they're going to trade him with a year left of the deal.
Essentially 1 year. Well, although I've seen some Chicago writers push back and go, why would you let a great player like Nico Horner go? You need depth. You're going to need someone, and even if he's not playing every day to start, who knows if you get an injury and you wish you had Nico Horner still around. Yep. I don't know, a guy making $12 million who's going to be a free agent the next year is going to be all that happy accepting a bench role in a year where he's hoping to make a lot of money again in the offseason, but they'll have a decision to make, and I guess it'll depend on what kind of offers they get for Nico Horner.
I think that's definitely something a lot of teams are going to be interested in. And the Padres remain a team that should probably listen on any and all trades at this point, and I'm sure they are. And I'm sure they've had discussions about guys like Nico Horner because there's a few of them out there. But, yeah, they're going to have to make space for Alex Bregman. Going to come in. He's going to be your starting third baseman in Chicago, and I think Cubs fans should be very happy. He's a really good player, winning baseball player. And if he stays healthy, he didn't stay healthy for the entire season in Boston, had a quad issue, I think. But
he was so good early in the season.
Yeah.
Had the injury, was not quite the same potent offensive player when he came back, but remained, as they said, solid leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
A guy that makes the rest of the team better.
Had
when
him
he's
for
there.
7 months, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He didn't accidentally win, World Series in Houston.
Right.
He was a big part of that, and not just with his offensive contributions.
Yeah, he's a good player.
One other baseball note, old friend alert, the Cincinnati Reds agreeing to a deal with relief pitcher Pierce Johnson.
Oh, Pierce. Love Pierce.
Always been a very solid arm.
Yep.
It came up with the Padres, obviously, but since then has developed into one of the stronger seventh inning type guys, sometimes eighth inning. Did not see any contract terms, but got to imagine it's a few million at least. Relief pitchers have been expensive this offseason, and I'm a little surprised Padres still have not dealt any of theirs. They have to have received a bunch of inquiries. I mean, we heard early rumors about is Mason Miller's their conversations. Those have pretty much died out. I haven't heard a Mason Miller rumor in weeks.
But quiet.
In the offseason. I thought Jeremiah Estrada was maybe even likely to get traded. I don't think I've heard a Jeremiah Estrada rumor other than the initial, hey, here's guys who could be trade targets. And since then, nothing. But is that a function of not a lot of smoke, or is that a function of A.J. Preller just keeps his business quiet and we're not going to hear about it until it's announced and it happens?
It's also a function of maybe we just keep a badass bullpen because we
He did say that.
We very well may need every arm, for every inning.
One
this
of
year.
AJ's few comments when he's talked to the media, I had the Michael King presser and the Craig Stammen presser, but he said, I don't really want to deal away from one of our great team strengths.
Yep.
So why make the best part of our team any worse when we can just keep it all together? And then I know I've got an elite unit, and we'll figure out the rest of it, the starting pitching and the lineup, make it as good as we can. But we know we already have one of, if not the best bullpen in baseball coming back next season.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see what pieces are added in the next, few weeks. Spring training, again, right around the corner. We'll be out here, what's the date?
We're coming back 22nd, 23rd.
Monday
yeah.
the 23rd. We'll be out here.
Feb.
Yes.
Whew, that is right around the corner,
It'll
fellas.
be
Oh, my God.
6-7 weeks from now, not that long.
And we will not be sitting here. That I promise you. We will not be sitting here.
No, even that day when it was like 28 degrees, they still made us sit out there.
Yeah.
They brought us jackets. I
They
will
did.
say that. They did not let us die.
That's true.
But that's about all. They almost let Peter Seidler die that day in the cold.
Yeah,
when
it
he
was
out with us.
freezing that day.
So cold. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. More from Padres Fantasy Camp. I don't think we've even hit half of the coaching staff yet.
No.
With 2 days left. So be sure to join us at 6 a.m. For executive producer Paul Reindl, Adam Klug back in our studios, and Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Monday from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long.